Sound check. Sound check. How are you doing, Black Raven? All right, that is good. I'm doing all right. I'm still working on stuff, but I'm probably gonna wait to see how many people join, and then well, we'll probably get into these videos if that's the case.
What a beautiful day.
But how was your day? How is everything going? Oh, that's right. These guys. And I kind of just want to do some mindless stuff today, like I want to do some mindless stuff today because I've been on my soul's tip for a little bit. Uh-oh, I messed up. Wait, what is that? Hold on. I don't think I ever came here. Yeah, I definitely didn't come here. You know, it's something that I've really desperately needed to work on is my ability to intro my streams. Oh, it's this one. I don't remember which tube I gotta go down. Oh, those are people that actually made it through? Yeah. Essentially, I could be around. I could go around and help people. Oh, that sucks. Why did I do that?
So you can get over there. Talking plants, huh? Talking plants.
Oh, these things are unlimited. Oh, what is that? Wait. Am I missing something? So I need one more badge. Oh, that's why, because I can go back. I don't even remember what this leads to.
Wait a second. How'd you get over there?
I like how everybody's trying to get their standees in. Oh, and we made it at the same time. Nice.
Thank you. Here we go.
Yeah. Oh, that's just water. Okay, never mind. I should just probably just do this.
Love that sound.
Get my elephant going. Well, now I need like 800 and some odd more. So I can get the rest of these standees and... Oh, no, it doesn't make sense to go back. Oh, you suck. Oh, did I save somebody's life? I did. Well, this one is definitely easy to get it in.
That was stressful.
Oh, you suck. This is where I can get the most. Oh, did I miss the opportunity? I did. That sucks. Whatever. I wonder, if you miss it, does it pop back up or no? You only get one shot at this thing. Okay, at least that. Not that I really need it, because I've already completed the main stuff. What the crap? Oh, don't you dare. You turn around right now. Oh, did we finish at the same time? I didn't even know there's somebody else next to me. What do they do? Do they just sit there and just wait for people? Oh, I need a good spot to collect these flower coins. I've already used up the bonus ones. So, what? Oh, that's right, because I'm supposed to use the hippo. But I need flower coins, so I'm not worried about where it lands. Oh, I'd never even noticed that. Nice. Could have swore there was a pipe I could go down. I don't know if there was a pipe I can go down. Oh, it's not this one either. Where'd it go? Oh, it's right there. Oh, that sucks. There we go. Nice, even though I already have it, but oh, that's right. This thing is right here. Okay. Damn, I missed that one. Whatever. Like I said, I've already completed that. I wonder, cause I never actually tried. Is there anything else that I could do? Let's see. There's something that I'm trying to do. I don't know how people do it. Oh, there we go. Okay. Wow, I can't spell today. There we go. Just to kind of kick things off there. Oh, I need so many of these coins. Ooh. Oh damn, I should probably... Much better. Oh, wait. I hope you have your Discord in a smoker's corner ready. That bad, huh? Yeah, Discord is open. Hold on. Are you ready to talk or something? Because we can get into it, man. Hold on. Let me... Listen, I'm in the call whenever you're ready. Because obviously, like, that means there's something else going on. There's definitely... You've managed to find something.
Good job.
Oh, wow. Let me see. But yeah, I've got the Discord open right now. I may have left discussion in our group chat. Give me like 5 minutes to make sure. Cause now I'm gonna jump in. All right, man. That sounds good. Oh, crap.
What is it? Can I get some shut-eye around here?
Make sure I help some of these new players out. I don't know why you put that one there. Like, that's kind of weird, but. Okay, obviously. Oh, that's because like that's the star thing, right? Yeah, you just let me know when you're in here. Well, that was close. I almost got wrecked there. Okay. I had to make sure I was going the right way. Oops. Whoopsies. Maybe it's just me, I don't know. Is your you said YouTube just isn't working? I would try just restarting your phone then. Oh wow. I would totally just try restarting your phone.
Thank you.
No, I've already done that. I don't want to do that again. What is this one? Oh, this is a regular race. Oh, is that you? Oh, okay, there we go. I hear you.
Okay. I forgot that I can do Discord off of the Xbox too. So that's even better.
Oh, yeah.
Let me readjust my headphone.
It actually sounds much better when you're on your Xbox, by the way.
Okay, cool. All right, good. All good. This way, if somebody calls, it won't kick me out of the Discord, which was very annoying. So, sweet. How are you doing? How's the Phantom Alabama? How's everyone going? I see you're enjoying Mario.
Yeah, I'm just having a little bit of mindless fun. Are you on vacation or something?
I've not vacation.
Oh, gotcha.
At least not one that I got pretty ill a couple days ago. So
oh, okay.
So yeah, I mean it's good to up them, taking some nice rest and everything. But I saw the Game Awards thing on Monday, and like we talked about it, and that didn't really bother me, right? Like I don't have too much problems with the Game of the Year nominees, except for one. We'll go over it. It's fine.
Yeah.
I'm good. And then, as I do on Twitter, I look around, and everyone's like, well, Resident Evil 4 doesn't belong on there, and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, you know what? Everyone's just salty. I get it. And then I saw Mighty Keith, and I lost it.
Oh my goodness.
I just lost it.
It's
Just couldn't help it anymore.
It's hard not to lose it to that guy right now. Like where he stands. Like it's just nuts to me that you don't think anything is wrong with any of your fucking takes at all. Like that is crazy to me. Some of the things that I've seen him comment on.
I don't even care that he's biased per se. It's just the tone deafness that I'm really seeing is ridiculous. I'm not even gonna paraphrase. I don't know if you've actually seen it. I'm not even gonna paraphrase.
So hold on, because the last one that I saw was that he and I might have read like part of it, and it said that basically he wants to see great games on all platforms. That's what I saw. Other than that, I know he's been posting like crazy lately. Like he can't stop.
No, he can't stop. But he has a picture of the Game Award nominees.
Mm-hmm.
He says, not a single Xbox game got nominated for Game of the Year, and the people had the audacity to question my concern for the state of that console. 120 media outlets agreed to this lineup, and not a single Xbox game. And that's very concerning. And then he goes on to say, I'm a gamer. I want games to be good on every console. If a console historically has not been up to par with quality games, in recent years, that's a concerning trajectory. Not having even one game nominated as Game of the Year, you dropped 3 big exclusives, is concerning to me.
Isn't Hi-Fi Rush a Xbox exclusive? If I remember correctly, it is an
Xbox exclusive.
I was gonna say then I'm not crazy for saying that. So like he's kind of off. He's way the fuck off in that. First off, second of all, well at least not for Game of the Year. But it did get nominated. But Hi-Fi Rush is, I believe, in like 3 categories. Oh, it has 4. Okay,
it has 4 nominations. So I'm actually pretty thankful that it at least got recognized. To be honest. Because Hi-Fi Rush is an incredible game. Hi-Fi Rush is creative. It's gorgeous. It has a good storyline. It's fun gameplay-wise. And it's a good length. All the things you want out of a really great game. It is very worthy of the game. I understand why it's not there. Don't get it wrong. Don't get it twisted. I get it. I definitely get it. The year is stacked. But here's an objective fact, at least to me. You can't sit there and say the bullshit you're saying and turn around and tell me Spider-Man 2 actually deserves to be there. For what? Because it doesn't. It doesn't deserve to be there.
If I'm gonna
Spider-Man 2 is not a Game of the Year contender. Starfield is not a Game of the Year contender, and that's okay. They are both good games that were outclassed by multiple third-party studios.
Did you play?
And Nintendo.
Did you play Spider-Man yet?
I haven't been able to play it. No. Not yet.
Yeah, I still have no plans on playing that game.
Gonna write the rules. You can't actually say yes. I can. I can because one, the narrative. I can already tell you because I already know what's happening in the game. The narrative is not great. 2, multiple people, not just Xbox people, but multiple people have stated problems with the graphical bugs, which isn't really a thing. The false advertising of it, where you play as Venom for one mission, which, by the way, spoilers, I'm sorry, but I'm going there now. Like, you're just gonna do this. It's just happening. It is inexcusable to have Venom as your freaking boss and play as him once and have him in less minutes than the entirety of every other boss character. This is inexcusable. This is not right. How do you have more inches of Venom than actual gameplay of Venom in the game? It makes no sense.
That never really made sense to me either, especially how they rolled that game out, right? From like 2 years ago. Where they showed
the entirety of the advertising of that game has Venom in there. They are roaming the streets running and fighting with Venom in the commercials. Am I wrong?
No, but
I'm
you
not wrong.
like
Yes.
in fact, I will argue that they have the way that they made it look in the trailer in the I think it was the summer game. I think it was Summer Games. No, it wasn't Summer Games. It was something else. I know they weren't doing E3 that year though, and or it might have been E3. I don't remember. All I know is that when they rolled it out, it looked like Miles Morales and Peter Parker were in a desperate situation fighting against the Venom. They didn't advertise how it was. They didn't advertise what would actually happen. They didn't advertise. They didn't advertise much of anything because, like the biggest issue. The biggest issue here is that we didn't get much out of that, and we didn't hear about it ever since then.
Yeah, we didn't hear a whole lot, which is, to me, it's fine because they're trying to keep it in there. But then, if you're going to present an idea in a video game, in an advertisement, in a thing, and you're going to make it this big deal, and the entirety of the game is literally just you not even getting there until the very end, you completely lose me.
That's
completely lose me.
That's kind of a really bad pattern because that's exactly what they did in the Spider-Man movies, the original Spider-Man movies. Venom wasn't a thing until like the very end. Like Peter,
too, right?
like Peter Parker was walking around being corny and shit, and then all of a sudden, like he loses the symbiote, and then fucking Brock takes over. And in that movie, Brock wasn't even what he was originally, which was a bodybuilder. I believe he was Peter Parker's friend in that one, if I remember the narrative correctly. I could very well be wrong. I don't know.
What? Eddie Brock in 3?
Yes.
He was a rival.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. So he was like he was a rival
sort of
photographer.
Yeah.
So like they definitely dropped the ball there. So seeing what I've seen of it, it doesn't even match what could have been.
I listened to multiple reviewers that have basically said this is Spider-Man 1, but a little bit better. And the narratives are good, but also confusing. And I have some problems with it, but it's still a great game. And that's fine. But how does that translate into it being a Game of the Year contender?
It doesn't. That doesn't surprise. I'm more surprised. I had a whole fucking video planned out for this shit too. Like, and if we want, I can read the script over for people what I had written down. But I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised that Spider-Man is in. I'm way more surprised that Starfield didn't get in with as much hype as they put.
I'm not surprised at all, and I understand where you're coming from with it. I never expected, like, once that month was basically over, I never expected Starfield to be in the year because I knew it didn't deserve it. I had a great time with Starfield. I'm gonna have an even more great time with Starfield. It's a great game. It's not a Game of the Year. That's cool. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't understand.
I'm going to say this because I wrote this, I typed this out in my script, which is Starfield is a bloated nothing. Like, it really is. Like, when you look at it in the grand scheme of things and you take off, like, fan eyes or whether or not you enjoy it objectively, like, there's just nothing there. It's surface level stuff. It's all surface level stuff. But in its defense, if Starfield gives us everything that we're looking for, then we're not seeing Starfield for another 5 years. So yeah, I mean, it's one of those deals where Starfield was announced like how many years ago? Like
4-ish something. It's been
I thought it was like 10 years. Like that was.
It has actually been a while.
It's been a long time. Like so. Like where they actually wrote, like how that game got rolled out was kind of nasty too, right? There's games like I said this in my script, like Sony has shown that they can tell the same dry format. They use the same dry format of storytelling, and they can still make the cut. Like, here's something I didn't put in the script, is that Sony for the last couple of years has been that kid in the class that knows they have a test to study for, like, well in advance, and they wait till last fucking minute to push out anything until they study for the test, and then they fucking barely pass with flying colors. If you look at the history of the Game Awards, though, they've only won 2. So while they can make the cut, they don't exactly do well when it comes to contending, right?
They are right. They are right.
They don't
have a super great job.
they don't do well when it comes to contending against other games and other platforms. Well, minus like Xbox, right? Because Keith is right. Like in certain aspects, okay. Like Microsoft has not been putting out quality. Let's be honest about that. Microsoft definitely has not been putting out quality, or if anything at all.
Yeah, they've definitely been lacking.
They have
years. This is like the first year they started. They're starting to build. This is a start.
And when they did have the chance to utilize Obsidian, when they had the chance to utilize Obsidian, is like they wasted the talent, right? Because like I know that you personally enjoyed you enjoyed
Outer Worlds?
Yes, you enjoyed Outer Worlds. I didn't. It was just dry. It was boring.
Do you think they'll have a better shot with the balance?
I think so.
It looks more their kind of realm.
It definitely does. I don't think they should touch the space. Honestly, if I got to be real, I don't think anybody should touch space for a long time, because we've seen like Starfield. We've seen that game before. Like we've seen, what is it? Divergence. What is that space game that's even more realistic than Starfield? I think it's Divergence Eve or some shit like that.
No, it's not. I know. We played it a while ago.
And that
now
game,
we can't remember the name.
That game,
it's frustrating. Like you're doing all kinds of stuff, like you're mining.
Yeah, it was
planning jump points and building your ship. You can fight over like systems and stuff like that.
Yeah, like we've seen that game like several times, and I'm just like, why are we impressed by this? And I don't know. Like I've kind of reached the point where I look at like Spider-Man, and I'm just like, for the better part of the last 10 years, like if you look at like narrative driven games, like Microsoft doesn't even touch them as far as that, right? So of course people are gonna hype that shit up. They're gonna hype up Spider-Man no matter how fucking flawed that game is. No matter what the creative director says, which he basically said, "Fuck y'all, I'm gonna."
He didn't care about us at all.
He said, "I'm putting Mary Jane in this game, and it doesn't matter what the fuck you say." So
the fact that she's that powerful makes me sense.
It's just one of those. It's one of those things where I look at it and I'm just like, Sony has been getting away with murder for like the last decade, man.
They're
because
about to not, though. Like they're about to not.
And the truth,
it's just the tone deafness, man.
Yeah. So if we want to talk about the tone deafness is saying that there are no fucking Sony fanboys at all, and that Microsoft fanboys are the most crazy people in the world, right? Which is absolutely not true. Like fanboys everywhere can go absolutely nuts.
On both sides.
Yes, on both sides. Like I'd argue that Microsoft was waiting for Starfield to come out so that they had a reason to talk. If you go to anybody's channel that's a fan of Microsoft, like they'll sit there and say, well, Redfall can't be looked at as a flaw at the beginning. Like, yes, it can, because it optically Redfall did not come out the greatest. Like, let's be honest. Like, That game was an absolute fucking dumpster fire when it came out. And if I gotta be real, it didn't look at all that appealing anyway, because again, like we've seen games like that. Like we've seen Left 4 Dead and Back 4 Blood, and
It looked like a Kroger Left 4 Dead, but it wasn't even a Kroger Left 4 Dead.
and
Actually, it could look like Kroger Back 4 Dead. There we go.
so like when you look at the list, because that's one of the games that's another game that's missing as a whole, right? Like that didn't even touch the Game Awards. So when you look at that, it's just like, yeah, you're right about you would be right if you were talking about all of the nominations, in which Starfield only got nominated like one time, and I think that's
Best RPG.
yeah, and I think it's actually in the same category as
Baldur's.
not just Baldur's, but it has, I think it's Liza.
Final Fantasy?
I think Liza P is in there too.
It's really weird that Liza P is in that category.
Liza P is going up against some really fucking heavy hitters for the kind of design that game has. Like it has so much going for it, but then like when you look at like Baldur's Gate, when you put that against Baldur's Gate and Tears of the Kingdom, which takes up damn near every fucking like all of the nominations almost, you just kind of look at Liza P and say, oh man, I'd love to see them take home something. Yes, they are. And I'm happy for them. Like, but man, it just looks so unfair for them.
I don't I would love for them to win it and
I would love to see them take home at least one award, and I think they will in one category.
What else are they in? I forgot.
Holy shit! I actually have to look that up again. Fuck! I know they're in another
I'm
category.
really surprised that there is not an action RPG like kind of category for that, or did I just miss it? I know it's weird. There's two different action categories. There's action game and there's action something else. Action adventure something. Very odd, by the way.
The list looks all over the place when you look at it. Like Hogwarts Legacy not touching it. Like I have a theory on that. I have a theory that they saw the reception that streamers were getting when they played it, and they said, we don't want those problems.
No, that's 1,000% what it is, because Hogwarts Legacy should be Game of the Year contender. It definitely deserves some nominations for some things. At least artistic direction. I mean, fuck, man. Like, the game is gorgeous. I don't get it.
So here's my take on, because we kind of drifted off on the Spider-Man thing, right? Here's my take on that. Regardless of who made the game of the year, like they still have to go up against Baldur's Gate and Tears of the Kingdom. Like if Spider-Man beats out Baldur's Gate or Tears of the Kingdom,
There's no fun.
Listen, I was totally wrong. Listen, I'm saying because anything's possible now, because like I was totally wrong.
Fan vote, right? Like 10% fan vote. You never know.
Well, did you watch the Q&A that
I didn't watch the whole thing.
So Jeff Keighley actually addressed that because somebody asked about it. And he said that the 90-10 split. So he explained that, of course, there's a committee of jurors from the games media that comes together to create the nominees list, and then they also are the 90% out of the 10% vote. So not only do they get to vote, but not only do they get to create the list, but they get to vote on it. The 10% is basically to keep people from engineering some kind of social, some kind of social engineering of some sort that he said, and keep popularity out of it. But I thought that whenever somebody voted, that you were actually supposed to be, it was supposed to be by popularity, right? Or am I fucking crazy?
I mean, that's theoretically.
Like theoretically, I mean, you vote for your fucking favorite president, the one that's gonna, yeah, like you vote for your favorite president that sounds like they're gonna do what you're looking for, right? So why wouldn't you do that? And even if even in the case of votes, right? Aren't opinions and aren't popular opinions based off some kind of a fact?
I don't understand why. So we used to do this thing. It was with Jeff Keighley actually that did this. He used to have two different Game of the Year awards. He had the People's one, and he had the Critical Game of the Year one.
Didn't he start one on?
I don't understand why we don't do this now.
Didn't he have the G4 TV version too?
Something like that. I don't remember. I just remember that before. It used to be that before Game of the Year, there was a People's Game of the Year, and to me, that one was more important than the actual Game of the Year because it's what we wanted, right? Like, it's what the general consensus of the people thought was the Game of the Year, which is what should be important. But alas, whatever in these things. But his reasoning makes no sense in some sense, all the same.
It makes sense to where like you definitely don't want somebody like multi voting, right? Like, but like you definitely don't want people in there that's like doing multiple votes over something and not being objective about it just because they have a favorite, like the game is their favorite, but that's part of the voting system. So that part is just inevitable. And then he said something like, there's also the fact that there are games that aren't on every platform, and I'm just like, well, it's kind of inevitable though. So if that's the case,
that's bullshit.
But it is
again Spider-Man on there. Like,
why is
or Tears of the Kingdom, right? Like,
well,
you can't have those games on there.
Well, hold on, because then if you look back at it, if you look back at the systems as a whole, then you can actually see that Sony has not missed a beat being in that category ever. Like they've been in that category several times. So how are you stopping something when there's going to be a popularity or a bias somewhere? Like, I'd argue that just the 90% vote is even more inclined to engineer stuff because they have more of an influence, they have more control, and then just like the rest of us, they have their own opinions on shit too, right?
Yeah.
So it just doesn't make sense to me. So like the 90, and he said like there's a voting system for 100 the player's voice, which is 100% the player, but I don't know how much of an impact it actually has based off of what he was saying.
I don't know. That whole number. I wish he'd show us a little bit more. If he wants this to be like a serious thing, I wish he'd show us a bit more.
It looks so rigged every year though, man. Like straight up. Like I'm surprised. Like there's a lot of the times where I'm surprised some of the games actually make it. Like when I think it was last year when Ragnarok got into the Game Awards, they came out October? Ragnarok came out it
was November, I thought.
Oh, it was around that time, right? I was honestly surprised that they actually gave it to Elden Ring, because that in itself just looked like so much favoritism. Keep in mind too, these nominations are coming out and there's still games to be delivered too, right? So where is the limitations to where's the actual limit to where games can actually enter, right?
They never really got that down.
It just seems
never really got that down.
It just seems so unorganized, right? And then you add on the fact, here's another fact. You add on the fact that this year, like every other year we've seen at Game Awards, like Game Awards haven't had that many games to actually vote on, right? So now we have this year jam-packed with like hard-hitting titles. And now all of a sudden it's like people, like the committee has lost their minds. Like they're just like, well, we need to do something because like if we don't put certain things in, then we're gonna be doing a lot of damage control, right? And what ended up happening subsequently is that they missed games anyway. Like
there's no way they weren't gonna miss it.
they missed games. Like here's another one that I'm surprised isn't in there because it did come out like a couple of months, I believe, beforehand. And that's Mirage. Not saying that that's like the greatest game in the world, right? But I'm saying that I'm really surprised that they didn't hit that one off. If that makes sense. Like they didn't put that one on any list either.
They didn't make anything at all, did it?
No. So it's not saying that it's like Hogwarts Legacy, but damn, like they are missing titles. Like I swear there's more that they're missing. But like Dead Space, I kind of get Dead Space because Resident Evil 4
destroy the remake discussion here in a second.
Oh, good.
Well, I'm gonna get there.
Oh,
I
yeah.
want to go back to Mighty Keith because all I'm saying is you can't be tone deaf, right? You can't say all these things about Xbox and not be concerned about the things in your own backyard. Where's the concern for the PlayStation 4? Please tell me. Please tell me what I did.
No, because people are actually genuinely trying. Was that a troll, by the way, that you sent?
I fucking don't know, and I just don't know. I just don't know. I really don't.
I can't tell anymore what's trolling and what's not. Like it's really hard because like Twitter. This is why I hate Twitter so much because like people get on Twitter and think absolutely. This is my same conversation, my same problem that I have with the whole FPS fucking conversation, right? Because like whenever a game, a remaster comes out, people take the name remaster and think that it's supposed to be like the greatest thing in the world. Like I thought that remasters only enhanced the graphical, not the frame rates, and I thought frame rates were like different in a sense. Or am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong. One, the PlayStation Portal literally is just a screen that only plays games when you're connected to Wi-Fi, to the same Wi-Fi that your PlayStation 5 is connected. It can do nothing on its own. Nothing. Literally a paperweight. Where's the concern that Sony only had really one first-party game? I'm waiting.
I don't.
Baldur's Gate doesn't count because there's not a first-party game. People keep saying it's exclusive.
Yeah, it's really not. It came out on PC first.
Yeah.
Like, does he know that?
Of course. Oh, he knows that, but the people who are arguing for it don't seem to know that. They apparently don't know that it's also coming out on Xbox, and they're super mad about it.
Which is coming out next year, right?
Yeah. There's a concern for all live service games that just got canceled.
Oh yeah, the 12 that were supposed to come out that they knocked out like 6 of them.
That your CEO is gone and they fired a major player in your guys' company. Where is the concern for that? I just.
You know what?
The concern for not having a service that's equal to Game Pass.
You know what's?
And I'm not saying they.
You know what's gonna be fucked up? You know what's going to be fucked up? That if next year is like the year that Xbox actually starts delivering, like Microsoft actually starts delivering games, because then it's going to really like you're going to see so many fucking fanboys like lose their fucking minds on both sides.
They should be happy that it's happening. We need competition in gaming. We need competition.
No,
I don't want to see Sony going down the fucking toilet, but guess what? The moves they're making kind of looking that way right now.
Okay, so
not looking great.
So here's my issue with that, because whenever somebody says that we need to compete, we need to have a competitive space, like especially on the Sony side of things, like that shit changes every time somebody decides to get competitive. Like if Nintendo wanted to join this war, like everybody would get fucking stomped out. Let's just be real about that, right? Like
we're not gonna.
Like
Yeah, Nintendo, they
Nintendo is
if their games, let's say their games were on, on Microsoft or even Sony, it doesn't actually fucking matter. Let's say that Nintendo was actually Sony, but they had the same game, or either or. This would be a very different conversation. It'd be a very one-sided, by far.
it already is though, and the messed up part is because people only see what they want to see. Like they don't understand that Nintendo's been pumping out stuff for like the last 10 years, and like. Well, and the funny part about that is that while they've been ignoring Nintendo, saying that Nintendo is a joke, looking at Nintendo's business practices, they haven't really been thinking about like, oh well, why is everything working? Or they haven't seen that everything has been working. And then what's the other narrative? That Nintendo is for kids or whatever. Like that's not true.
Yeah, we all know that.
So
Nintendo, so for kids, they have 2 Game of the Year.
Yeah, like they took over this game awards. Like Mario Wonder, I'm really shocked made it. Like I
had it. Like to me, when I was playing the game, I was playing it, and I'm like, this might be enough. This might actually be enough to get it in. I could see it squeaking in there. I'm sure it won't win. Its console brethren has a lot going on. But like when I was playing through Wonder, it's like this is too good to not at least be talked about. So when it actually made it, I was like, okay, yeah, no, I get it. It makes sense. I know a lot of people are mad about it. But,
oh yeah, and I don't know why.
It's
like
good, man, like it's good. It's really good. Everyone's like, it's the same E2 Mario. It's not. Try playing the fucking game, and you would understand. They literally execute like 60 different level variants in the game that changes everything every single time. You know, like every time you play a level in Mario Wonder, you literally don't know what's going to happen.
Oh hell yeah! Like it's very unpredictable. The
whole point.
This game is a drug addict's fucking dream right here. Because you fucking like there are so many times playing this game where I've looked at it and I've said, holy shit! Like I did not expect that. Now they have some repeat things, but
the way that they repeat though is like not. It doesn't feel like it's a repeat. It's like, okay, so they took this thing that we thought was cool and they used it a different style.
Yeah.
In a different way. And that works. It works perfectly fine. Also, kudos to Mario for getting, nominated in Best Multiplayer.
They got nominated. How many nominees do they have? Like 6?
They have 4, I think.
I thought they had 6.
Getting the Best Multiplayer nom is pretty cool because, like, Nintendo's not good at multiplayer.
That's
actually pretty dope.
I'm not skating over the fact that fucking Cyberpunk is back in the fucking conversation and it has more nominations. It's not a fucking ongoing.
It's not an ongoing game.
I thought I was crazy. I seriously thought I was crazy for that because I'm just like, wait, this is against multiplayer games that have been out years prior to that. Well, how is this an ongoing game? And this is where, like, if we want to, like, right now, destroy that whole remake fucking thing. Okay. I can destroy it easily with.
So simple.
First off, there's no rule that says that remakes cannot be in the Game of the Year category. Second of all, that game is a completely fucking different game from the original. Like, it is rebuilt from the ground fucking up. Minus the way that the story, the way the story is told graphically, mechanically, enemy wise, like every bit of that design is redone. So where are we fucking confused at?
The confusion is the fact that these people aren't playing it. That's where they're confused. They're mad because Resident Evil 4 gets nominated for Game of the Year. And they're like, well, it can't be nominated for Game of the Year, or in the year 2003, where it was made. I'm like,
then
It's not the same game.
then Cyberpunk should not be getting 4 nominations then for their little DLC. They should not be getting nominated.
It's not an ongoing game. It's not a live. Is it a live service game? When did that happen? Did I miss something? I've been playing the 2.0. I'm playing Cyberpunk right now, and it doesn't seem live servicey to me. Maybe I missed that. Maybe there's a new other update that I have no fucking idea about, or whatever. You can't do this thing, right? The Final Fantasy VII came out. Final Fantasy VII is a remake. It says so. Fantasy VII.
And it's been nominated.
So what they did, right?
Uh-huh.
He went in there and he changed a bunch of story elements. He changed the way the game played. He did a bunch of stuff. It's the same game, but it's different. And the story is different. And people, the way they experience it is different. And everyone got mad because they were like, we just wanted the same fucking video game. You can't then travel into the future 4 years and have a game that changes the story or changes the narrative or whatever and be like, no, it can't. It's the same fucking game as 2003. It is not the same game. You literally had the opposite argument about a remake not even 4 years ago. Not even 4 years ago.
Which is
turn around and have the exact opposite argument about a Game of the Year nomination.
which is nuts to me. That's like the biggest issue I have, right? Is because there is so much double standard in the fucking industry, and like this year has like it's like I said, like this year has been like really great for games, and it just seems like people's like it's been a bad year for like big content creators. It's been a bad year for like people's fucking IQ levels. Like I have never seen as many stupid takes as I've seen this year. It is crazy to me.
Ever played? Nobody can tell me they've never played the original 2003 Resident Evil. It's on fucking everything. If you haven't, you should probably go experience it. It's a fun game. If you play the new Resident Evil, it is blatantly clear that is a different game based on the same game. It's blatantly obvious. There's different story scenes. There's different added elements. There's different combat elements. Everything's faster. Certain things are slower. There's even different weapons. It is a different game in the same style of game based on that game. The exact same argument that they had for Final Fantasy VII. And yet now, it is unacceptable. For a completely different reason that they were arguing. For the reason that Final Fantasy VII was unacceptable. Which was, it was not the same game. Now,
all right.
We're arguing that this is the same game, but it's not the same game.
All right, so here's another factor too, because I don't know who's getting angry about this, right? Like I don't know if it's Xbox fanboys or if it's Sony fanboys. I don't know who's getting angry about this, right? So with that being said, if I speculate that Xbox fanboys are getting mad about it, well then we have to look at Starfield not being in the runner-up, right? Because that would make sense, right? For them to be mad. If it's Sony, then I don't know why the fuck they would be mad. Because your game...
They won't have anything to put in there anyway.
Wait. They have Final Fantasy 16, which was good, but it wasn't great. When I saw that take, that's kind of what I was like, where do you get the fact that Final Fantasy 16 is like the greatest thing since sliced bread, right?
I think Octopath Traveler 2 is a better RPG than Final Fantasy 16. I just do. Final Fantasy 16 is okay. It's good. It's a good game.
Okay, if we want to be real though, if we want to be honest, Final Fantasy 16 basically tells the same fucking story that every other fucking Final Fantasy does. Like, and it like maybe not the same story, but it tells it in the same fucking way, the same dry ass fucking way, the same Sony type fucking way. So where do we think that actually deserves? Here's the crazier part, right? Is saying that Diablo deserves to get nominated for any fucking thing is crazy to me.
Get that out of here.
Like,
There are certain things that I'm sure Diablo deserves
hell no.
a nomination for. Maybe.
Absolutely
Maybe
not.
it's not that.
Here, we you know what they're in for, right? For accessibility. What is it? Is it accessibility?
Yeah, it's accessibility is one of them.
I
think it's the only one.
Yeah, it's the only one, and it does not deserve to be in there. It just seems like they didn't even bother to fucking actually play the game.
Go get them.
Well, I mean, like in Hi-Fi Rush, here's the deal, right? Like, I think Hi-Fi Rush for all that it's worth, for all of the innovations that it's made, I think that's cool that it made the list for something. But to say like game of the year, like hell no. Like I would take the discussion for Hogwarts Legacy, right? If you wanted to say not over Resident Evil 4, if you wanted to say it needed to be there over Spider-Man, I don't know what else you take off that list, but Hogwarts Legacy definitely has an argument to be had. See, Spider-Man's the only one I would take off that fucking list now. Like
the Spider-Man?
Yeah, Spider-Man's the only one I would take off the list.
I don't know what else actually deserves it.
Because I'm happy. Let me tell you something. I'm happy I was wrong about Spider-Man or Starfield Starfield being on that list. I was so happy that I was wrong about that. But it was just like, you see Spider-Man, it's like, fucking, that's not even a shock. It just seems like Jeff Keighley, like, even, like, if you watch the Q&A, right, like, Jeff Keighley is obviously, like, into the games. Like, he'll admit, too, like, he hasn't been able to play every single fucking game this year. Like, it's absolutely been too hard for anybody to keep up with the shit, right? So, if you watch the Q&A, and when he says that, and then he holds up, like, he shows off the what is it, the Steam Deck OLED, and then he shows a little bit of the what the fuck is that thing called? Because I keep forgetting what it is. It's the Sony the stupid Project Q thing.
Oh god.
The portable. I'm sorry, or the portal. Is it the portal? PlayStation Portal?
PlayStation Portal.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. So he shows that off, and he's just like, I don't know if I'm allowed to show this right now, am I? And I'm just like, why the fuck do you have it then? And it just looks at it like, just that alone, if you take that looks nasty, because it's just like, Jeff Keighley has friends in the industry. We're not gonna play like he doesn't.
Yeah.
Who's his biggest friend?
I'd say Kojima, maybe. All right.
Yeah. Who does Kojima make games for most of the time?
Mostly Sony. So it would be foolish to think he has a good song.
Yeah.
I mean, he has to, regardless.
It's nuts that we don't sit here and look at that shit and think that that's not wrong. Like, in itself, like something isn't wrong there. Like, it doesn't look rigged. Like, it looks that way because Sony games, for the better part of the last 9 years that this award show has been on, has made the finals. They've made Game of the Year. And that's not to say like some of Sony's games haven't been like good or anything like that. The issue that I have with it is that
if Sony's games are worthy of Game of the Year, why couldn't they do it?
Why don't they win every year?
Yeah,
like,
you know, Death, what I mean? If they're that good, why didn't Horizon beat Zelda Breath of the Wild?
Oh, that was another part of my my video that I was gonna do too, because they hung Horizon out to dry twice, thinking that
Actually, 3 times. The VR game.
Oh yeah. Well, wait. Well, we don't know that, because like VR isn't looked at the same way in the same light as
That's
as some of the titles that we're talking about. So as far as that goes, we don't know if that's actually the case. What I do know is that Sony seriously hung them out to dry. They released the Horizon games at dumbass times, mainly around Breath of the Wild and around.
never gonna understand.
Yeah,
I'm never gonna understand.
I'll never understand that either. But they basically brought that out around Breath of the Wild, and then they turn around and do the same thing with Elden Ring. Like, do you know what From Software generates? Like, do you understand who you're going up against when you're talking about like open?
I actually, historically speaking, I actually don't know which one's worse, because the first one, so they released Horizon in the same time period as, so Breath of the Wild didn't just come out. Breath of the Wild came out with a launch of a new system. So, like, the Switch just came out when they decided to do it. It was the launch game. I have no idea historically which decision was, but like they're both bad, because it was also From Software's first open world RPG in that style. It's like,
well, and not
what
only
were you thinking?
well, not
What were
only
you thinking?
not only that, but then you look at their history as a whole. Like, they don't play when they make games. I mean, minus two. I mean, two, but I kind of give two a little bit of leniency because of who developed it, or who was in charge, who took the reins. And it wasn't Miyazaki. So with that being said, I can't sit here and say like, I can't say that what the fuck was I saying? I can't say that it was like the worst thing that Miyazaki has done when he was only in a supervisorial role, right? If you know From Software's history, From Software, they deliver. So if you bring the Soul series, Bloodborne, which people are still asking for to this day, Sekiro, and you combine that in Elden Ring, and you underestimate them with your little piddly little Horizon game?
Yeah.
Come on now. Come the fuck on now. Now, if they brought out another Horizon game and it made sense, like, then yes, they would have hung them out to dry 3 times this year, or being this year, right? Like, that's nuts that Sony can't read a room. Hey, funny, right? Because Keith apparently can't read a room either.
Fair.
Like,
Seriously fair.
like it's crazy, right? Like Sony, like fans, because they definitely cannot. None of them can seem to read a room.
Guys are. I'll never understand Horizon. Horizon, pretty good game, but like, man, I don't know if they were thinking to have something to counter Zelda. I don't know. Timing, like, it literally was coincidence. Off. I'll never understand what. But I think what makes it worse is that they did it twice.
So
absolutely stomped by Breath of the Wild.
Well then look at the pattern too, because then you look at who is it that they fired? The lady, she was the head of Gorilla, right?
Yeah,
at one point.
She was a part of Gorilla Games.
Gorilla Games is Gorilla Games who makes Horizon. Like, why would you do that, man? Like, I don't know.
I don't know. Also, like, best community game. Destiny should be kicked out of that. First of all.
Yeah, Destiny shouldn't even be in the fucking conversation.
It shouldn't be in that conversation. Hey, here's where I have questions. Why is Halo Infinite not in that category?
Do we really think Microsoft is getting set up hardcore to fail?
I'm not saying. I don't think. But I do want to know why Halo.
Because
Halo Infinite has definitely turned it around. Definitely has a great community.
Well, I get that Microsoft hasn't exactly had like the greatest history in games in the last decade. But damn, man, when they actually have a year of games, and I get like Starfield isn't the greatest, right? But Starfield, what? Starfield got one nomination. That's fucking crazy.
I don't know, but I don't know where you put it. The score is not great. Like artistic design, not super great either. So I don't know where you would actually put it as an.
All right, so Starfield got as many glowing reviews, almost as many glowing reviews as Spider-Man did. Like 10 out of 10s. But apparently...
I got some 10s, I got some 7s, 5s, some 8s.
Wait, hold on. Because apparently one 7 out of 10 is enough to knock it out of the runner-up. That's crazy. That's crazy that Mario Wonder can fucking be highlighted as game of the year. And it's a 2D Mario, mind you. I've never seen a fucking 2D Mario hit fucking game of the year ever.
It definitely scratches your head if the Xbox tanks. 1000%. Because, like Hi-Fi Rush. Hi-Fi Rush getting 4 nominations. Hi-Fi Rush not even part of the runner-up. I can see it, but at the same time, different questions.
Yeah.
So both Hi-Fi Rush and Starfield definitely is like, what is going? And then like Halo Infinite not being part of best ongoing or community definitely has me sitting here scratching my head like, why was this not even considered? Halo Infinite has literally turned its like there's glowing reviews and a lot of happiness in the community about Halo Infinite, about how great game, how they finally picked it up, how Microsoft has finally answered the call, how they're grateful that this is like the direction they're going in, and like things are finally getting to where they want. And nothing, but we got Destiny 2, which fired half their damn force, and Destiny 2 has not been a good game.
When was the last time Destiny 2? I was gonna say, when was the last time Destiny 2 was actually a good game, though? Because
they were part of Activision.
Okay.
They had a good year or two where they weren't part of Activision. They're like, okay, so this is they are better without it, and then they completely fell off.
Yeah, I don't know what happened between what is it I think it was, what the fuck was that? The one where Cade dies.
No. Oh god. Wait. Was it Taken Game?
I don't remember which they come out with so many fucking DLCs for this damn game. Like,
yeah, I don't even know.
And when you look, well, on a tangent, if you look at the history of Destiny as a whole, like Destiny came out in 2013. The next installment came out about what, 2015, 2016.
Yeah, it was very quick. Very quick turnaround.
That was very fucking quick for that release, right?
What a year and some change.
And when you look at it, like, people have been asking for a Destiny 3, if I'm not mistaken, right? People were asking for that a long time ago. Like, when is 3 actually going to come out? And they've just been piling on the fucking DLCs for that. Everything that they should have done for the first one, which actually wasn't the first one, apparently. So I don't know where they're going with this Destiny thing. But if Halo is that good, then and to me, I look at Halo and Destiny in the same light, right? Then Halo should easily be in that discussion too, for community. For community,
should absolutely be in there. I don't understand why it's not. I don't know where the wire's going. I'm not gonna go on the Xbox tax curve. Once you start believing in it, like there's no going.
Yeah, that's going back because I mean, Xbox doesn't actually make a case for themselves either, right? Like
that is the one thing. It's like, like you gotta actually like to have your foot in the game, man. Like you just now, like I know you've been making now really started showing us you're taking. So
I don't know though, man.
Need some more time.
They
before you can start saying the Xbox tax is real. But
wait, what is the Xbox tax? Hold on, that's that
the
because
Xbox tax is basically what the Xbox tax is, because it's a game on Xbox, it gets knocked down in score automatically, or it gets out of consideration automatically because of the fact that it's an Xbox. That's what they mean.
So whenever an Xbox game comes out or they don't make the nominations, then they're getting taxed by the publications.
Yeah, what most of the Xbox community believes is that because it's an Xbox game, automatically loses points because it's literally an Xbox.
Well, I mean,
hence the name Xbox to me.
If somebody were to do like a deep dive, do we think that it would be believable?
Well, that's, they're working on it. There are some. I'm not saying it's not possible, because obviously it is. I'm just saying that, like, right now, I refuse to, like, go down the road of, like, yes, this is absolutely a thing. Once you do that, you're just going to think everything is stuff, right? And it's hard to stay objective when you're like, well, that's this way because Xbox tax, so that can't be right. Like that's why I kind of stay away. I'm not saying they don't have a point, because there is some pretty fishy stuff, right? Like just having certain games not be nominated, like these scores this way. The PlayStation Portal was an awesome example, right? Where the guy like took the Xbox Series S and then you put the PlayStation Portal scores and he put them and they were exactly the same. And everyone was like, they're two different consoles. And he's like, one literally can't play anything out a console. Like, what do you mean? How can these two scores be objectively the same?
You know what the fucked up part is? Something I was gonna say earlier too, is that all PlayStation Portal is your PS4, because you can do that through your PlayStation 4. Like I don't need to fucking
with your Vita, right?
No, PlayStation 4. Straight up. Like
you can't play your PlayStation 4 game. Your PlayStation 5 game's not PlayStation 4 remotely, can you?
Yes, you can. I do it every time. Some of my footage came from doing that. I don't have to be in the same fucking room. The place, so you have to sync the PlayStation 4 up to the PlayStation 5, which depending on how good your internet is going to take you a little bit. Once you get that going, you could just cut on. You still have to cut on the fucking PlayStation 5 now, but which is another concern. Like, do you have to cut the fucking PlayStation 5 on to play this fucking
I'm pretty sure, yes.
So
all
then,
it literally does is stream the game from your PlayStation 5 onto your PlayStation 4.
Then you can get a PlayStation 4 and do that shit. Like seriously, all you have to do is sync the PlayStations up. Sync your PlayStation 4 up with your PlayStation 5, and then you make sure that you're signed into your account. And then from the PlayStation 4, you go on into the PlayStation 5 remote app, and you have everything synced up, and you are looking at your PlayStation 5 screen. Like, no joke.
No.
And people are people are excited for Portal to be a
screen for $200. Controllers on
wait, and think that it's an actual competitor to what? To a Switch? And not only that, because I haven't heard anybody say anything about Steam Deck, mind you, which is better than everything.
For the Steam Deck. Actually, if I remember right, the Steam Deck has a lower IGN score than the PlayStation.
Which is crazy to me because the Steam Deck does so much more.
Now, the only thing that I could think of is that they're reviewing it for the functionality of what it's for. Ooh. Which, if that's what you're doing,
then that doesn't even make sense.
I need it to be. Sorry. Just none of that makes sense. If you're literally reviewing it for just its own functionality, then what is it doing wrong to get an 8, right? Like, is it because there's only Wi-Fi, which I think is fucking garbage, by the way? Like, why would you ever make anything?
Are we talking about the Portal still?
Streamable? Yeah, the portal.
The
I
portal
don't
shouldn't.
know why the portal only works on Wi-Fi. I do not understand.
The portal
That makes
shouldn't even
no
be an
sense.
8. The portal should not be an 8 by a long shot. I don't know where
it's-
people get off
Yeah,
on
and
that.
if you're talking about by functionality alone, if the only functionality of portal is that it can Wi-Fi stream games to your portal, there's no way that alone is enough to give it an 8 or above, right? Like, it doesn't. What is it doing? That it's just. But then you can't actually just do it by functionality because you're comparing it to other portable ways to play the game because that's what it's marketed as. So you have to put it into the same category as the Switch and the deck, which both of those systems are drastically better than the PlayStation Portal by a long shot in half.
Then we might as well.
And
We might as well call IGN fucking
Sony Studios.
yeah, or not Sony Magazine at this point, because that's where they're at. Like
There's no way that Sony anywhere near the same. Like, dude, out your fucking.
that's
I don't know why this was made. I still stand by it.
I don't know why it was made either. It's crazy too, right? Because like even fans of Sony were questioning it at one point, right?
Yeah.
So it's just like, well, what the fuck changed between then?
I don't know.
Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, you were so quick to criticize this thing during the Sony showcase in the summertime, and it's just like, well where's that energy at? Because that's when you were the most objective. Now all of a sudden, what'd you do? You have a come to Jesus moment, and then all of a sudden, like, everything was better because it's Sony? Like,
Apparently.
that makes no sense to me. Like, how much the energy changed. Like, Spider-Man, I was half expecting all of the people to be fucking pissed off about the Spider-Man. Like, and for the most part, like, when let's say this, when the biggest PlayStation fanboy looks at your game and says, this game is bullshit.
That was so much.
That's not a slap in the face. And what is he gonna get called by every other one, right? Like a traitor or something? Like,
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
I could totally see that, right? I looked at his comments under the video, under the review he did, and they were pretty positive. Like, for the most part, they were on his side, right? Like, there are people that say that game was way overhyped, but then you get people like, and I haven't seen Dreamcast guy forever, right? And I could very well be wrong. But if Dreamcast guy is in there saying this is the greatest game ever, then there's how many other people utter his sentiments to or feel his sentiments?
I think anyone who has played Spider-Man 2 and has given it about a week and a half, which should be almost everyone, right, that's played it at launch, has probably sat down and been like, that was pretty fun. I'd like the next game, please. And I looked at their PlayStation and been like, oh yeah, that's right. What else is there to play? Don't worry though. The Game Awards apparently has you covered because all the rest of their Game Award nominees are pretty, actually. So go ahead and look at that list. I highly suggest Baldur's Gate, obviously. Tears of the Kingdom, also super great. Mario Wonder, definitely can't go wrong.
Liza P. I think Liza P got gypped on something. I saw something where I saw something where somebody.
Art direction?
I think it is. I think it is an art direction. Liza P. I read somewhere. Somebody said that Liza P. got gypped out on. They got gypped out of the music category because they have a lot of good music in there. which is crazy that they didn't take anything musically at least. And they have the soundtrack coming out too today, or it should be out today.
Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff for Liza P. If you're a Liza P fan, you got a lot of good stuff coming for you. Don't worry.
Like,
But
and
unfortunately, game nominations is not one of them.
yeah, it definitely isn't. It definitely.
Take that to heart.
Yeah, I know, and that's one of my biggest takeaways is that I don't take the Game Awards seriously. Like,
How do you feel about Alan Wake?
I
Put it on my mind.
don't feel like it
Alan Wake
deserves.
has a lot of nominations.
I don't feel like it deserves all of those nominations. That game is boring as shit. Like, I'm gonna be real. Like, that game is straight fucking boring.
You're a lover of the original Alan Wake. So
What is it?
it's a you're a lover that you love Quantum Break. I'm just building your listening.
Well,
Like, well, why? You love all.
Which is crazy, right? Because like I was half expecting this game, but it's so fucking slow. That's what makes it boring. Is that it's really just slow. It's slow getting to the parts that you need to get to. I'll say that. Like I'll say that it's got a lot of innovation going for it. It's definitely got a lot of innovation going for it. I can't take that away from it. At one point in the fucking game, it turns into a fucking musical. I'm not even joking about that either. Like, it becomes an Alan Wake musical. Which threw me all the way the fuck off for a loop. But for all the awards that it's getting right now, like, hell no, man. Like, straight up, like, can we be honest here? Like, game of the year? No. Not by a long shot.
What would you put in its place?
So I would definitely put.
Hogwarts?
You already know that Liza P is going in its place.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Liza P would go in its place. Maybe AC6.
What about AC6?
Yeah, I was gonna say because AC6 has one nomination too. AC6 got gypped so bad. When it comes to the vote, like they didn't get a solid.
No, they got nothing.
They got so gypped
in game direction, for sure.
I would say
somebody said they put them in multiplayer. They heard that.
See, that's
PvP.
That's the only thing.
Maybe narrative.
That's the only thing I don't know about the multiplayer because I still have yet to play the multiplayer, so I can't really say anything about that. But what I will say is that if we're gonna gyp, I think they should be in the music category too because they have some pretty decent soundtracks. And I mean, for the people that you have in there, I mean, if you're gonna put that in there, then put them in there too. Like From Software is no stranger to having some good soundtracks now.
Yeah, I don't know how AC6 didn't get more nominees. Although to be fair, the one nomination it did get, I
think it's Best Action, isn't it?
I don't see how any other game. Dead Island 2 is not winning that. I'm sorry.
Alan Wake 2 is not
on them for sure.
Alan Wake should not be in that category at all because there is little to no action in that motherfucker for a while.
Because I thought Alan Wake was listed as a survival horror. I don't, and like Remedy themselves said it's their first survival horror game. How is it their action? When their developer themselves literally say that it's a survival horror. I'm very confused.
Which is weird, right? Like, how does that make that? There's categories that doesn't make sense to me to be there anyway. Like most anticipated game, like I do not give a fuck. Who gives a fuck about that?
Why is that?
We already.
Why are we giving an award for nothing? We're just giving these out now.
That's basically what it is. Most anticipated game. We already know it's going to come down between. It's going to be between Tekken 8 and Final Fantasy Rebirth, and Rebirth is probably going to take that one. And I would say Like a Dragon.
We just needed a commercial for Final Fantasy 7. That's
and like I said, like I was gonna say like I would say like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, but with Young Yaz fucking voice acting and how that's being received, like
ruining the game.
Like I don't know, man. Like I don't try to criticize his voice acting because I don't pay attention to it like that. So it's just I'm looking at like how he's handling it, right? Like I get that there's I get that there's people out there that do a little bit extra as far as like opinion wise, like, oh, you suck at voice acting and all that. That's great and all. But for the people that are sitting there like, maybe you need to take some classes. I know you got some of those in there. Yeah, maybe you should take some voice acting classes and actually get your shit up. Cause let me just say, like, for me, I watch some of his content, but it is not easy to fucking watch it all the fucking time. Let me say that. Like, he does not have like the kind of voice that I want to sit there and listen to the entirety of the fucking time that I'm watching his video. It's very like, what's the word I'm looking for? It's very bland. Like, his voice has no seasoning.
Yes. There's no Emerald Bam to his voice.
No.
His voice sounds very like bland robotic.
It does. Like I said, like
snippets that I've heard.
Like when he talks.
Man out of Persona 3. Please don't have him in there.
Oh, is he? Is he in Persona 2? Oh, wow. That's a fucking shock and a half. Well, no, I'm not shocked.
Listen,
he's actually become a very prominent voice actor.
But why?
I don't know.
That's what I don't understand. Like, everything that I've heard from him, I'm like, why are you this character? Right? Like, not everything he does is bad. It's just that for whatever reason, he seems to get himself in situations that he's just not cast right. So, I don't know.
I honestly could not tell you. To be honest, like I said, I don't pay a lot of attention to his career, but all I know is that he's not helping the reception of Like a Dragon.
He's playing himself out of voice acting. If he would just be like, hey, this is just my rendition.
But we know,
I like it, but I'll criticism, and maybe reflect on it, something like that, to where he's not empowering everybody like in a war right now. Basically, yeah, I get it. It's his profession, for it. Understandable. Like, look, man, we're the consumer. That's just kind of the end of it at this point, right? Like, if you have a fan base very adamant about this is how this guy has sounded forever, and then you come in here and you like literally murder me. You're gonna hear it, and then you're gonna get in the war with those guys. And well, this really isn't.
I don't know. I think me and you both know it's not true when it comes to him playing himself out of the voice acting industry. Because there are certain titles that just that will absolutely get away with it. Like, we've seen people like what was her name? Helena from
Are you talking about Bayonetta?
Yeah. Like, that didn't stop anything Bayonetta wise.
Nah, that didn't stop them.
Like, by all rights, it probably should have, by the way that she came out trying to
stop the game, period.
Trying to stop the game, but also trying to relate to fucking people she can't fucking relate to. And then not only that, like, she stopped her career through that because of the simple fact that, I mean, she does not have a lot of work. She had like 25 things the last time I checked, right? Versus the person that they got to replace her, which has like 400 and something, because like as a voice actor, like I imagine it's hard to get a job, right? And so like you start taking any job that you can to master your craft. So, well, if I were to look at Helena and look at, because I do not remember for the life of me who they got to replace her. I know her voice. I would know her voice if I heard, because I think she plays Emma Emmerich and something else. I don't remember. But if
She's
they,
the one that's playing Bayonetta now, right?
yes, they got her to replace. They got her to replace. Then what does that say about her? About Helena?
That they just didn't come to an agreement. Jennifer.
Yeah, there you go. Jennifer Hale. Thank you. They definitely didn't come to an agreement. They came to, I don't know what the fuck I don't know what her actual fucking problem was. Like, and what didn't help is that she did, like, people saw the one video and they were like, all right, like I agree with her. They saw that and they said, oh, I agree with her wholeheartedly. And then she posted like 3 more videos and it was just like, oh, fuck, you just fucked yourself there.
Yeah, it just got worse.
So, Yang Ye's voice acting career, I don't think he's gonna fuck himself over in that. I think if anything, because he sat there and said it himself, like, I was expecting people not to receive this well. But I don't think people were expecting you to block them. And I don't think that's gonna harm them. Even though, like, there are certain aspects of that should, because you should want to have the conversation, right? But
yeah,
you know, he's really big in the industry, so what are you gonna do, right?
Honestly, like, they always have his YouTube, so I mean, that's always going to give him an open door to go back and voice acting if something does happen. We'll see. Maybe it doesn't affect him at all, or maybe it does a lot. I don't know. But I do know he probably needs to chill out for a little bit right now. You know, because he's certainly unhealthy.
He's totally not going to chill out. Because, I mean, I don't know how bad the reception actually is. Like,
it's pretty bad.
Is it that bad?
It's pretty bad. The game is awesome. It's just everyone has to play it, you know. So it just can't happen. It can't handle his voice acting.
Yeah, Griffin jumps at the chance to talk about that shit. Like, I've seen him post like 2 or 3 video, or no, he posted like 1 video on it. And then, like, his live streams, he'll talk about it like hardcore. So, like, that, all that does is just feed them. Like, I don't know about anybody else, so I don't know if anybody actually really cares that much about Young Ye on other ends to go out and say, oh, your voice acting sucks.
Just don't be in any AAA games anytime soon, buddy. All right?
I don't know, man. Like I said, like he's there. He's been in it for a little bit now. I think
he's been doing it. He's been in the Final Fantasy.
He has?
Yeah, it just is like a side character, something like that.
He should probably stay a side character for a little bit. Train yourself up.
You know, like I just think he has to. I'm sure he can be a main character. It has to be like the right kind of character.
Yeah, the character, see, because I did see his voice acting for that. Somebody did a comparison on it, and it's just like, yeah, you probably shouldn't be doing this one.
Yeah, this is not the guy.
This is not your dude. When already it's hard to get good reception as an English voice actor for Japanese characters. It's really difficult for some people, right? But you make the Japanese voice actor look amazing. Not that the person is already.
They probably called that guy up.
But if I was him, I'd be like, yeah, You should probably find somebody else to do this part because this is not happening right now.
I don't know.
But yeah,
This is not great. Not great.
yeah, it's not. But we already know that it's gonna boil down between it's still gonna boil down between Tekken 8 and Final Fantasy Rebirth. It's just gonna be Rebirth takes it because like people love like that's another game that's overhyped like crazy, right? Final Fantasy 7 has been the most overhyped fucking title ever. Like they've done it's one of the only games that they've done multiple iterations of in multiple generations. As far as I remember, the only Final Fantasy anyway, right? Am I wrong?
Does 13 count?
13 was done in one console generation. They did all three of them.
Yeah, all three of them were 360 PlayStation 3 games.
But Final Fantasy 7 has been on PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2 with the Dirge of Cerberus and shit. It's been,
I guess 14 technically counts, but not by much.
Yeah, I don't know about, well, like if you want to
this conversation,
if you wanted to talk about like if you wanted to compare it to online, yes, then yeah, I would definitely count it. But single player wise, like nah, like there's not been another Final Fantasy that has seen like as many iterations as Final Fantasy 7 has. Like 7 has
own, battle royale game coming in.
Yeah. That too. So it's just like, to me, like Final Fantasy 7 has been played out like decade. Like that game came out when? Like 97, 98?
Yeah.
So here we are, 2023. Like that's crazy that Rebirth is like in the most anticipated. Keep in mind, like that's another one of those singular titles that that Sony is into. Like they have one singular title that we know of coming out next year.
So what happens if Rebirth doesn't sell?
I doubt that it won't sell. I highly doubt that it won't sell.
I think it's going to sell, but like, what happens if it like?
Here's the conversation we really need to have, right? Is that do game sales really count for the long run or just for the moment?
It depends on the company. If I think it's so, the reason why, if it was like a Naughty Dog game, be like, all right, we'll just tweak that and try a different game. But it's not. It's a Square Enix game, right? Like it's a third party that's making a first party exclusive till the time the exclusive runs out. I'm not exactly sure when. I thought I had it before, but I'm not. So what happens if this game just doesn't sell the numbers of PlayStation, which we probably know that it won't, considering Final Fantasy 16, they were complaining that it didn't do numbers. And then the Final Fantasy before that, they were complaining that it didn't do. And they were both exclusive-esque titles, so.
You know what's crazy too is that there's been a lot of great Final Fantasies over the year, and it's just like I think like Final Fantasy 7 is like really overshadowing like all of the expectations that people have for a Final Fantasy game. Like, what's the last impactful Final Fantasy not online that you played after 7 and then after your favorite title? Like, what is the one that actually impacted?
There was that Renaissance 7, 10, and then gosh, man, maybe 13 too, sort of. Not from impact, just because it was different than 13. Like, really different. I got nothing.
Yeah, like that and that's what I mean. Like, because like 7 is like everyone's go-to when
really good.
7 is
Like, the remake
everybody's,
really
but it's one of,
impactful.
but what I mean is that because like when it comes to impact, like Final Fantasy 7, like it's not even the first like 3D Final Fantasy, if I remember correctly, right? Wasn't 6 like the first one?
No, it was definitely 7.
It was
6
7?
was close. Yeah. 6 had 3D elements. 7 was fully.
So 7 like changed how Final Fantasies were looked at from that point in time. Like, but other than that, I don't think there's been another impactful Final Fantasy, and it just seems like ever since then they have not been able to get, they haven't been able to get the model down. Like they haven't been able to repeat the level of impact, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and it doesn't help that like other companies like Atlas took that formula and did it better, right? If you look at Persona, it really feels like Persona is an RPG that has the most impact when it comes to those style.
Very
They've
true.
been doing it for years, Because Persona 4, Persona 3, impactful. That's why Persona 3. But nonetheless, even Persona 5 was actually, I would argue that Persona 5 on all of them. For some reason, Persona 5 really resonated with everyone. Like the collective of gamers saw Persona 5. Was like, you know what? I feel like this game might be it. And they played it. And they were like, yep, it was it. And they told their friends. And like, for some reason, this one caught on. Where the others, they were really good, but there just wasn't that movement of like, wow, Persona is really amazing. Persona 5 just was lightning in a bottle for whatever reason.
But I mean, every company has that one game that's like lightning in a bottle, right? Like From Software's lightning in a bottle just so happens to, ironically, happens to be Bloodborne. Like even throughout the different titles that they put out, like Bloodborne just does something. Like Bloodborne actually, I would argue that Bloodborne created an art style that they would use in 3 and beyond. With their graphics, the speed of the mechanics, it's actually one of the most mechanically driven Souls-like titles. Everyone has their lightning in a bottle. Nintendo, if you're Nintendo, you have like 50. You've caught lightning like so many times that it's not even a fucking shock to anybody anymore. No pun intended.
All the lightning in the bottles.
Well, think about how many impactful moments that Nintendo as a whole has had, right? Like from their Mario series, like no one Mario is the same, except for 4 of them. 4 Marios are the exact same, and that's the Galaxies and the new Super Mario Brothers series. But no one Mario is the same. There is, they did fairly well with their 3D, their first 3D series, Mario 64. Then they turned around and made Mario Sunshine. And then they made Mario. Wow, that's a big ass split between 3D Marios, isn't it? When I look at it. Then they made Mario Odyssey. Zelda, Ocarina of Time, is always going to be fucking people's like go-to for some, because of how impactful that was. Then they turn around and make Majora's Mask right after that. And then they make Wind Waker. They go with a whole new formula and everything. Then they go back to kind of the original formula with Twilight Princess, and then they bust out with fucking their other most impactful game, Breath of the Wild series. Like, how do you top that?
I'm really interested to continue on what the most impactful game of our generation is, because I'm definitely going to argue 1000%. I really think that Zelda, because you get those games that change, like Halo shooting, and then Call of Duty changed it again, and Bioshock changed, tell storytelling and narratives. Before that, I really feel like Zelda changed my action adventure genre. Like, something tells me, man, like in the next 5 years, we're going to be seeing a lot of Breath of the Wild. Yes. I mean, we're already seeing it. Right.
Yeah, we saw it through Elden Ring.
Yeah, Elden Ring for sure.
Elden
Horizon,
Ring, but see, if anybody was going to copy it, then From Software could have done that.
I think From Software did a great job.
They did an amazing fucking.
They put their own formula and they put some different things. It's a great game. I think if you were to put both developers in, they'd be pretty chill and they'd have a good conversation. Be like, no.
I think if you put both of those developers in, if you put both of those developers in and they said, let's make a fucking game, I think that
the world would explode.
You have a recipe like everybody. Because if Tears of the Kingdom has people like, how the fuck do you use all these assets and you're only running at 30 FPS and your game should be broken, and then you have
scary and suck ass at the same time is that they own that system for the end of time. So like, that sucks that we can't see anyone else doing it. But on the other hand, can you imagine seeing the physics engine from Tears of the Kingdom on a more powerful console later down the line? That's going to be fucking crazy.
It would be nice if Nintendo fucking caught up with the times. Yeah, fuck yeah. I'd be great.
Yeah, I mean, they can if they want to. I think really just all kind of like, this is where we want to be.
I guess I've had more time to formulate my whole why exclusives are important, right? Because for the better part of 30 some odd years, almost 40 actually, Nintendo has had their own identity. Sega had an identity, right? Like that was what? Sonic, Mario, then you had Samus. Then you had, Samus wasn't even going to be thought of as an identity at the time. But you still had Mario, Donkey Kong, you had Link. Who else did you have? You had quite a few people. Kirby.
Yeah, Kirby.
Like they had their own identity, right? Like even when Sony came out with the PlayStation 5, which is why it's like the only one in my numbers theory that gets the pass, in my evens and odds theory that gets a pass, because it had its own identity. And for some reason they sold that fucking identity. So to see like Mario on like an Xbox or a PlayStation would be the dumbest thing in the world. That's like, to me.
Well, you won't see that, but like we'll see them make a console that's kind of close.
Well, but my next point for saying what I was about to say is that that's like going to McDonald's and going to Burger King and looking for a fucking Big Mac. Like it just doesn't fucking make sense at all, like logically, to even have competition in. Then you don't need other consoles. Like you just have one that plays every single game that's ever developed, and then all of a sudden like you have multiple third parties that are in competition rather than the console space in itself. And don't get me wrong, it would probably save the games industry a lot more money, given how much it takes to actually make these consoles. But I don't know. I think like it would definitely make the games industry look less appealing.
Yeah, for sure. That's not. It'd be very weird, actually.
So while
if they could sell Pokemon to someone who developed it. I'm just kidding.
They're not about to sell no Pokemon. That series, regardless of how bad it looks, like they straight up do numbers. Like I
wish somebody owned a bigger stake in Pokemon. What they do. Because somebody got to tell Game Freak to stop like Come on, man. Get them some better developers or something.
Well, I think the issue is not them as per se. I think it's like the I think it's the fact that they are oh shit, I fucked up. It's what they're developing. It's what they're developing for. I think it's really hard to make such an open world the way that they do. And on the technology that they have, like, and I guess Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom would break that argument, right? But I don't know if that's for them.
I think they just need better talent. I really do. I think if they could just borrow some of the Tears of the Kingdom developers, or like, because the thing is, who helped fucking Nintendo with both those games is the guys that made Xenoblade. They came and helped out.
Oh Lord.
So, like, you can get those guys to help out. Get some of their knowledge. Why that studio isn't a first-party studio at this point, if I remember right.
Which studio?
Oh god, it's a top of my freaking. God, I can't remember the name. Monolith Soft.
What did they develop?
The Xenoblade series.
Oh. Yeah, because they were on
Zelda Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom.
They were on they were in Sony's camp at one point.
What? Yeah, I think because they made Xenogear.
They made Xenogear.
Yeah, they made Xenogear.
I don't know why I did this.
But if I remember right, they're not first party, they're second party. They just have a really, really, really good relationship with Nintendo.
They do. They have an extremely good
I mean, to be fair though, like Nintendo does just let them make games with no pressure. And then every single Nintendo game for them does phenomenal. So why would you want to go develop?
Well, I mean, like Nintendo has damn, how many badges do I have? 20? Oh, I have all of them. No. Nintendo keeps pumping out games. It said that regardless of like their business practices, it's they have a fairly decent workflow.
Yeah.
Like they have a fairly decent place to work.
Working, dude. They got something always. If there's one thing they learned from the Wii, they always need something. So it feels like they just always have something. In fact, it feels like they almost, I'm not trying to jinx it, but like almost have too much, right? Because for a while, like we knew the Metroid remake was done. They were just sitting on it, right? And there was a rumor that Pikmin 4 had been done for a while. And they were just sitting on that too. And decided, I guess.
I mean, we had talked about that for years, though.
Like, yeah. You're just sitting on games, though. You got to be doing something right, but
well,
definitely learned their lesson.
Well, I would argue that they were sitting on those certain titles because of the simple fact that, like, you remember, like, the Wii U, how the Wii U was received. Like, they probably had those games done during that time.
They probably ported those.
And because because of the simple fact that the Wii U didn't do numbers, it might have been that they didn't want to waste those titles on that system, but rather and then sit on them more to wait to see how the Switch was going to be received.
Yeah, like I have to guarantee that the rest of the trilogy is probably pretty close to ported.
Oh yeah,
but they probably want to see how Metroid 4 is going to do eventually, like when it's going to be. Because I know originally, and it's like one of the few times Nintendo's ever taken like not an L, but I guess the equivalent of an L, right?
Yeah.
They definitely announced Metroid Prime way too early. And then it just kind of disappeared. And we know that there's some problems which is how we know the Metroid Prime remaster was already done, supposed to come out before that to kind of usher all that in. And so it's kind of just disappeared, which everyone thinks now it's just going to be a title. That's fine. There's no rush for it because we have plenty of
I mean,
the only time that they really kind of whoops.
And it could honestly be their next gen title too, if they wanted it to be.
I really think.
Nintendo does what they want to do, and that's like it. I think this. Okay, so I did a video saying that like the developers of Lies of P is cool, but like, or Lies of P is the developers are listening because they're doing a lot for their games and their players, right? But there's a point in time where I think that you genuinely have to say fuck it. Like obviously, like the director of the head director of Spider-Man 2 was just completely in the wrong, right?
Well versed in fuck you.
He was very like there are times where you listen to the player base, and then there are times where you say fuck everybody and just do what you got to do, right? Like Nintendo just seems to know when the fuck to do that, like every time. Like that's why I like From Software and Nintendo, right? Because they both just know when to say fuck us. Because you can't have like a whole group of people in the creative process all the time. Like that messes up the potential for something great to happen.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think Nintendo's pretty much mastered the idea of public relations, right? To the point where it's like, yeah, we know they literally kind of seem
like Nintendo.
Okay, we'll show you this, then we're not gonna show you shit for a while.
And then we're gonna post a bunch of games that we don't know how people are gonna receive them. But we're gonna post them anyway. Like they're risk takers. Oh damn it! I missed a guy. Like they're risk takers, and that's what you need in this industry.
You know that they were listening to us ask for 1,000-Year Door forever.
Oh yeah.
You know. They could have easily been like, "Oh yeah, we got you. No big deal." But I mean, they like waited. We don't know how long the game's been developed, but we know it's been a few years because the game's almost done now. Same with Mario RPG, right? I waited all this time just to be like, yo, by the way, I'm doing it. It's cool, it's whatever.
Yeah.
In the meantime, they made a Paper Mario they wanted. We didn't want that one. They wanted it. Guess what? This is actually really dope. It may not be your Paper Mario, but it's cool. It was a fun game.
It was right? the Origami King, yeah.
Yeah.
It was actually one of the more darker Paper Marios, to be honest.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely darker. But it was pretty good. And after we got that, and we said what we said, or we enjoyed it, guess what? We get 1,000-Year Door. So it's like, oh yeah, by the way, we were working. We wanted to do something weird. So here you go. That's Nintendo, literally in a nutshell. That's literally Nintendo.
Yeah, like we'll listen to you when we feel like it. Like
yeah, we'll listen to you when you're down. Even like half listen. We're like, we want a new Mario.
And not only that, but they're doing they're doing a whole redesign. Yeah. Like it looks modern. It's more than just it might, I don't know. That might be in between a remaster and a remake.
It's something. It's great. It's coming, and I'm just gonna enjoy it. I don't know what it is, but that's gonna be fucking cool. I don't know if it's a remake, remaster.
Because nobody talks about that game, and nobody talks about that. Like nobody in our group talks about that game more than I do. Like, I love that fucking game
because that game's really good. Like, it's a pretty damn good game.
Like, Nintendo already had like a really, really good they had a really good showcase. Like I don't care what anybody says. Like they definitely had a pretty decent showcase already. Then they end the showcase with that little gem. Like seriously, like
Yeah, it's just to be like, by the way, here you go.
and then like on top of that, if you go through the comments, don't have to worry about like PlayStation or Xbox fanboys.
Yeah.
It's just talking about
people.
it's just get people talking about fucking games and shit. Like like I don't give a fuck about the politics and fucking in the games industry. Like make the fucking games because your politics holds up the development, right?
It's really funny because like everyone's like, well, there's no games to play, and I've always been like, well, Nintendo makes money, and then you get the cliche, well, Nintendo makes games for babies, and I just want to be like, all right, take your favorite genre of any game, and argue that in that genre, Nintendo hasn't made one top 10 game of all time in any genre whatsoever, except maybe first-person shooter. I don't know about that.
Yeah, first-person shooters are well.
I don't know.
There is
I haven't done my research.
GoldenEye did come out on N64 back in the day, so that was like the only Perfect Dark, and like ever since then, like a first-person shooter is not in the works for Nintendo. So I think they tried to have a Call of Duty on a system one time. Oh, the Wii actually. And I think that was one of the last times we saw Call of Duty on Nintendo.
I mean, like, but if you really think about it, right? If you take any genre right now, RPG, easy, Thousand Year Door is a top 10 game, right?
Mm-hmm.
Action RPG or action adventure, easily. Zelda. You could take multiple Zelda to be a top 10 game, no problem. Platformer, obviously easy, Mario top 10 game. Yeah, like, go down the line. Like it's a cool challenge. Strategy sim, easily Fire Emblem could be considered a top 10 game in the genre of all time. No problem. If you just go down the genres, really like sit there and think about it. Well, like Nintendo has literally made top 10, top tier elite class game at some point in time in gaming history, in almost every genre in gaming. And it's fucking wild, but they only make it clear. So, I don't know, this is not a good argument.
It's not shocking either. Like they have definitely broken the mold on multiple occasions in the industry just by themselves. Like regardless of like their technological hindrances, like they put in work. Okay.
Every single time. I mean, yes, they've definitely had some, like, we definitely didn't put as much work into this. Or you can tell like when something's rushed. There was like a Yoshi's Island game. It was definitely the Switch one, like the Yoshi story.
Oh,
one,
it was like Yoshi's Yarn.
Yeah, it definitely felt like I don't know if you guys put the same love into this one. Kind of feels off, you know. Like there's been a few of them that's been like,
yeah, where you're just kind of looking at it like, wow, did you really need to put this out? Like,
yeah, it feels like you weren't trying, but their bar is so high, right?
Especially for as long as they've been out. Like they've been out for many years, like over 100 years, well over.
It's been a while, 100 years. Yeah, you're right.
Well over 100 years. It's been a good solid since 18. I believe it was 18. Shit, that's gonna drive me up the wall trying to think of it.
Yeah.
It was 18 something. But they've been out for well over 100 years. Like in the 80s was 100 years. So we're sitting at, if the 80s was 100 years, let's say 90, let's say 97, 2007, 2000. So 104.
Wow, I was just like, sound singer myself. Yeah, man. I don't think they ever made a third-person shoot. Oh yeah, Splatoon. Splatoon is an elite tier fucking third-person
Oh
shooter.
shit, I forgot all about that. I don't. Well, that's probably Well, I probably forgot about it because I don't play Splatoon. So I mean,
No, but like, if you really, because I'm like sitting here doing a challenge in my head, I'm like, so like, what would be a first-person shooter? Then like, I'm like, oh yeah, fucking Splatoon. That's considered a AAA elite class, top 10 third-person shooter. Probably number 2 would be the one. Number 3 is cool, but I mean, like 2 is just like magic. I don't know what they did, but that's like just chef's kiss. It's great, fantastic. Play Splatoon 2 if you haven't. It's really good. You'll have a good time.
well, like I said, I haven't played Splatoon, so I couldn't say anything. I know that it's every time I've heard anything about it, it's been
It's
good, but for me, like I don't think it's for me. Like I think I'm over. There's definitely a lot of genres, like going back to like the Game Awards thing, that I'm just tired of. Like I'm really sick of the narrative heavy driven games that like bloat the fucking game with story and feels like it holds your hand with fucking cutscenes all over the damn place. I'm sick of first person shooters because they're like, I think they're necessary, but I definitely think that they are mindless. They're definitely mindless when it comes to certain aspects, right? Like obviously you have to use your brain to a certain extent if you're playing multiplayer. But when you play like single player, like like why do I need to use my brain for that for?
You're just gonna be doing more at this point with first-person shooters. It kind of feels like we're trying to do more.
Especially like with the way that like what was it? Modern Warfare 3. Isn't it funny they made the same fucking mistake that they did the last time? Just worse.
Actually.
Like, but worse. Because every time that they get like every time they put Infinity Ward with like Sledgehammer or all three of them together, like for some reason, like you could tell like the teams are just like, well, let's go in this direction, well, let's go in that direction, and they just like tug of war the whole fucking time. And now you've made an even smaller game from such a see, for me, I like the Modern Warfare story and I like how they redid it. But I don't know. I'm not nothing about this new one is even appealing to go grasp.
That I will not be getting Modern Warfare 3, at least not out now. Maybe on sale or something. I mean, I don't have to get it on sale. Eventually, you'll get to buy it all. So,
I mean,
I'll definitely play it. I'd like to play the multiplayer.
This is a really bad release for Microsoft just acquiring. They just acquired Activision Blizzard, and this release is looking really bad.
I know. Well,
like,
I gotta go. I'll be right back.
What is it? They can say I had to go to the bathroom. Oh, I just wish I can collect these coins a little bit faster. That's what I wish. Really wish I could do that. I've already done that today. I don't want to repeat some of these things. You know what? Let's do a special world again. I just need one more medal, and that is the standee medal. Oh, did I not? Oh, I thought I was going to the special world. That sucks. Oh, don't do this. Where is... Well, what is this one? This is a... I've already done that one. That's not going to give me enough chance to grasp hold. Let's do this one. How much do I get for that? I get like 3? That kind of sucks. Oh, crap.
I'm free.
Oh, damn it. I gotta go back. Because I gotta do my drill thing. Oh no, he's gonna bust this one open. Thank you. Well, that was faster than I expected. Oh, is it that just that part? Oh, okay, never mind. I don't know why I did that. I could have just went there. What the hell?
Thank you.
I don't know why I can't swim underneath like this. Oh, you know what? I know why. I have the dolphin kick. Needs the dolphin kick. There we go. Sucks I only get 3 out of that, but I mean, I guess it's better than nothing, right? Oh, that's perfect. Damn it. Gotta remember, I have the dolphin kick. I can do whatever I want to in this. Ugh.
Thank you.
How many standees do I need? I think I need like 70 more. Yeah, about around there. Damn, but if I need to do some math. Oh, I need 64 more. Never mind. So, I mean, I guess I'm pretty close to being able to purchase my stuff. I just need a really good spot that I can... Wait, what is this one?
We just float here forever. Nice job.
All right, here we go. Oh, I knew that was coming. Crap. Damn it. Is the what? Is the pill working on my end? What are you talking about? I'm so lost now.
Well, that was something.
I haven't seen anybody else vote. Oh. So I mean, if you're voting, and I don't know, it's still up. So I mean, this doesn't have like a time limit like anybody else has ever had. So like, if I put up a poll here, it stays up for as long as I keep it up. I've actually been on here much longer than I anticipated. I'm not gonna lie. You can't see what options they are. They're just a blank box. Then yeah, I have the poll up, so I don't know if anybody else is having that problem. Tap one of the boxes and see what happens. Well, that was fast. Well, I wasn't supposed to do that. Oh, I'm gonna die. It's gone now? So yeah, you clicked yes, ironically, so hey, I guess that's alright. Yeah, I need a special world to do this.
Alright, what did I miss? Anything good?
Not really, just hanging.
Yeah, I feel it. How's the Mario?
I'm trying to get the last medal, then I'll have completed my completionist tasks.
Yeah.
Oh, it does not look like I'm about to do that.
So I haven't gotten to doing open lobbies.
Oh well, you know, I don't agree with the stupid awards. Of course not. They're nothing to take serious.
Comments? I love comments. What have I missed in the comments?
Not much. I mean, polls are broken apparently, but
Damn polls.
I don't even know how to do open lobbies in this, to be honest. I haven't tried. I
That's
haven't
right.
done.
I think you like literally have to have it to where your friends can join. I don't know how it works. I've never done it.
And I don't know if any of our friends actually have this game either. So
Yeah. There's been talk of getting it. But nothing yet. That's just like me. I'm still on the fence of like buying MGS. It's like I almost get there and then I
dude, I would say this: get the old one, just cause like it's fun. It's fun to relive like the old PlayStation graphics,
yeah, the first one's really good. No matter what, the first one.
and you can actually get those separately. So it's not like you have to pay for the whole fucking thing. And then it comes with the MGS, or I'm sorry, Metal Gear and Metal Gear Solid, or Metal Gear Solid 2 Solid Snake.
Yeah. But see, I would actually skip to, right? Like, say I bought it
I'm
the
sorry.
whole collection.
I've played 2 so many freaking times. I'm kind of tired of it.
I don't
like-
need to play it again. I really don't need to play it.
And I don't want to get Metal Gear Solid 3 if they're just doing a remake of it anyway. So it's just like, and the remake looks amazing.
That's where I'm kind of different. I would love to play 3 again because I know Delta's probably a year, maybe 2 off, and it's Konami, so who the fuck knows? It could be 8 years off for all I know. It looks good, but I'm not gonna sit here and think they're gonna have it done anytime soon. I just haven't played 3 for a while.
I don't know,
Probably
man. I think if they're able to show us gameplay, which they do have gameplay out, I think that I think they're pretty close.
Yeah,
I think
hope.
they might have been working on this like ages ago and we just didn't know about it.
That'd be great. I'd be down. I'd be super down. I wouldn't even be mad. I wouldn't even be mad if they like secretly shadow jumped in after I beat MGX3. I'd be like, well, guess I'm just playing it all over again. You know, I wouldn't be mad about it even a little bit. But I totally get it. I don't blame you.
So
How do you feel about Silent Hill 2?
What is it?
How do we feel about Silent Hill 2?
At this point, I'm iffy about it.
Yeah.
Like I was very excited about it. I think I tried to pre-order it, but you can't even pre-order it because there's no fucking release date. So it's just like, I don't know. I think that if Metal Gear Solid, because the crazy part about it is that is what is it? Silent Hill 2 was announced long before yeah, long before Metal Gear Delta was even announced. And I'm just like, why didn't you start with, if you were gonna remake a game, why not start with the first one? Right? I just think that like their order of operations like kind of fucks up Kojima's way of telling the story. And yet I still want to play the game. So
I don't know. Like, I don't know if I trust Silent Hill 2 right now.
Is it because of that stupid backstory thing that everybody knows the backstory to?
No, I don't know. You would think I would, right? Because Blue, I think, is making it, and they're the ones that did Demon Souls.
Who's Blue Point? Oh man, I don't care for Blue Point anymore because like
kind of the sentiment a lot of people has gotten.
What is it?
So that's kind of the sentiment that a lot of people have gotten.
Well, I mean, all right. So after playing, because like Blue Point did okay with like remasters and shit like that. Like that was cute.
Oh, it is.
But when they did Demon Souls, they took the From Software out of it. If that makes sense.
Oh, it's not. It's not Blue Point.
Oh, it's not?
Bloober Team.
What is it?
Bloober Team.
Oh, that's damn. Gosh, damn it! Why do I keep doing that? Damn it!
So they made layers.
Oh, they made Layers of Fear. So that's who's doing. Is that who's doing Silent Hill?
Yeah.
That's interesting. Layers of Fear wasn't bad, but I could definitely. I don't know. I don't know how that's gonna look now. That's a tough one to call now. Because I didn't know they were making it. It's just underneath the Konami umbrella.
Okay, I'm already hating. Alright. So, the game developer behind Silent Hill 2, this is according to Game Rant,
Mm-hmm.
Has recently confirmed the studio is now done with psychological horror games. Focus on mass market horror in the future.
What?
Yeah. New CEO Piotr. I'm gonna just slaughter his name. Piotr Babino, I guess. CEO of the studio revealing with Engadget that the recent release of the Layers of Fear remake was the swan song of the company's classic style of making games. Describe the old style of the game as focusing on story and vibe, but giving a lot of attention to the mechanics of it. Now the studio will transform to what is 0.0 internally and move towards a more mass market oriented horror design, creator titles that will have a lot of gameplay mechanics. They also confirmed that the upcoming remake of Konami's franchise, first time Blue will test out its new philosophy. Well, I'm not buying it. Forget it. I'm not buying the game.
I guess I don't understand what's going on with that.
I do not understand what. You told me that a game studio that was more psychological horror was tasked with a game known for psychological and this somewhere down the element, but they weren't going to make a psychological horror.
You're cutting out.
It's essentially what it sounds like. Is that a little better?
Yeah. So what's going on with the psychological horror? They're turning away from psychological horror, right?
Yeah.
But then they're working on another psychological horror.
Game.
So if they're turning away from it, would that just make it an action horror game then? Like I guess I'm lost.
How does that work?
I don't know.
Silent Hill 2 is really like the most psychological horror game last like what?
That doesn't make any sense. That's where I'm lost at because
that's the entire reason I'm sure these guys were picked, right? Because they're psychological horror developers. So for them to like be like, hey, so we're gonna restructure and we're gonna make action horror instead, and we're gonna do that with Silent Hill.
That makes no sense.
This is not good. This is not good at all.
But I mean, you have to remember it's Konami making these executive decisions, and it's just kind of like, well, what's the point of getting back into the games industry, trying to recreate games that were once successful, if you're not going to hold up to what those games actually were.
So, like, is this the reason we haven't seen Silent Hill 2 like at all this whole time?
That might be. What's the last thing that Konami did, like recently, besides Metal Gear?
They released like the Castlevania.
Oh my goodness! Here is Mighty Keith again. What the fuck does this dude have to say this time? I've mentioned many times that I liked Starfield. I've never once heard him say he likes Starfield. Or maybe I'm tripping.
I've heard him say it.
I've mentioned many times that I like Starfield and that I thought it would be a Game of the Year nominee. This is what I mean by fake outrage. The cult doesn't even know why they are mad at me. Grifting. There isn't a game Xbox could release that'll satisfy Keith unless it's specific type of game that Keith enjoys, which, to be honest, like, that's everybody. Games like Sony focus on heavy narrative, which is very true. Sony's heavy cinematic focus / gameplay light games don't move me much, but that doesn't make them low quality. I'm so lost by this whole fucking statement. That is so, yeah. You actually made Mighty Keith look smart in this. That's crazy. I don't know. Keith just needs to get the fuck off of Twitter. Seriously, like, you are bound to lose You're very more likely to lose IQ points on Twitter.
Honestly.
Like, Keith was great till I saw him on Twitter. Like, this year in games is like brought out the most stupid fucking shit I've ever seen. And yet I hope next year will be the same as it was this year with games anyway.
Yes. Oh, Keith.
Yeah, I don't know. Who we think takes game of the year?
You know, I'm actually going to give this a 50-50 shot. Baldur's Gate, obviously amazing. Tears of the Kingdom, obviously amazing. But I really got to give it to Liza P coming out of the left field. As fun as that would be.
That would be some shit, right? Like, all of a sudden they changed the nominations. Like, oh shit, you know, we totally forgot about Liza P.
What if we're like overthinking and it's actually a fight between Mario Wonder and two?
I doubt that, because Baldur, like,
Yeah,
like I said, like the two heavyweights in this whole thing where it counts is Baldur's Gate, but like, so I don't know why people are mad at Spider-Man being there now. Like, if Spider-Man, if fucking Spider-Man takes it, then I mean, there's a lose-lose all around every time this time of year comes, and this is kind of another way that they generate. They do a kind of social. They do like a kind of social deconstruction of the games of the gaming community through this fucking event alone.
Yeah.
And it's like the dumbest shit I've ever seen. It's like, if you look logically, right, which apparently, like, it's not entertaining enough to look logically, like, you got to be bored, and when you're bored, you're basically just looking for reasons to complain about some shit. But I'm looking at that. I'm basically looking at all of that, and I'm saying, what the fuck is the problem? Because Baldur's Gate,
I honestly could see voter fatigue being a thing here.
What is it? Voter
I
fatigue?
could see voter fatigue a little bit being a thing here.
Oh yeah.
And helping out Baldur's Gate. Not that it needs help. Baldur's. It's just critically. Here's the thing. Like, so critically, I think publicly, for the 10%, I actually think Tears of the Kingdom is going to kill. I really do. I don't think enough people have played Baldur's Gate. And even for me, right? Like, I go back and forth a lot. Like, I love Baldur's. I thought it was Game of the Year. And then I go back to thinking about Tears of the Kingdom. I'm like, that is so generation good too. Maybe that's Game of the Year. And just like back and forth. I won't even till it actually happens. Right?
This'll probably
but
get
like
the
critically to the to the actual jury, I suppose. I really wonder if they're not going to look at Breath of the Wild and just be like, well, I mean, it's already won technically. So it would be really good to give Larian anyway, because they already earned it. But also, indie developer put in a lot of work and like did all the things the right way, and all the things in the game that you like about it. I do think Baldur's Gate will win. I don't think it's going to be a landslide like it thinks, though. Everyone's like, "Oh, Baldur's Gate sweeps." I don't.
No, I think it's gonna be a really close one. Like,
I think it's gonna be super close.
It's gonna be.
If they showed percentages, it would be.
It's gonna be tighter than a virgin's butt cheeks. I can tell you that.
Yeah, I really think Baldur's is gonna narrowly win. And I don't think so. It's nominated for 8 awards. I don't think it's gonna win as many think it might win maybe half of those. I really do. I think Alan Wake is actually gonna. I don't know, dude. Like, I think Alan Wake is gonna lose a lot of.
If by chance Alan Wake, I don't know how people receive.
And that's the thing too. Like,
I don't know how people
love Alan Wake. Clearly, the jury loves Alan Wake. I don't know how the public loves Alan Wake, though I've heard maybe it takes it. I wouldn't be mad at Remedy for winning Game of the Year. I'm never gonna be mad for Remedy winning a Game of the Year.
I will this year. I will actually. I'm not gonna be mad. I'm not gonna be mad, but I'm definitely gonna look at it funny. I'll tell you that, like straight up.
If I play Alan Wake 2, because eventually I have time to, like, I just gotta get it, and and it just doesn't beat Baldur's Gate in my mind. Beats Baldur's Gate and a war, I'm gonna be like, but like it's all subjective. So.
I mean, it is, and that's why I say, like, I'm not gonna be mad, but I am gonna be like, oh my goodness, like, why? Like,
here's a more fun thought: who do you think's gonna be third? Because I'm pretty sure Zelda Breath, Zelda.
That's gonna be a mix between, probably, it'll probably be a mixture between, Mario Wonder and maybe I could see Alan Wake being in that one.
I actually think Resident Evil 4 will be third.
I would love to see that, to be honest. But
I think people are writing hate train for whatever freaking reason.
Like I said,
Resident Evil 4 is a great game. Get over it. Sorry. This is.
It is. It really is. As far as that goes, I think that Alan Wake takes that, though, because of the simple fact that I think Alan Wake takes it because of the reception it's getting right now.
Yeah, I think so too. It's been 10 years since the last Alan Wake. It's getting a lot of good reception. It would statistically make sense for it to hit third. Wonder would probably be fourth here. Not super happy about it, but I mean, for
the fact that
2 Game of the Year nominees.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that at all. Like, Nintendo.
Enough, like the last time this happened was 2017. And Super Mario Odyssey. So look at that. It's like they know what they're doing or something.
Yeah, right.
Then I guess Resident Evil. Because Spider-Man 2, I'm sorry, is dead last. I don't care what anybody says.
Here's what I say. Spider-Man 2 shouldn't even be on that fucking list at all.
It shouldn't be on that list. It shouldn't be on.
Nobody will ever.
One for 4. I remember when PUBG was like up for Game of the Year, and I was like, what the fuck?
Oh, and it hadn't even come out yet.
Yeah.
Like that. That's nuts.
Oh god, I had seen everything. Nope,
well,
I hadn't seen everything yet.
Well, I mean, like, for Spider-Man, like, for me, I just don't like the rollout. But, like, everything about that rollout, and it's not just 2 years ago, it was the trailer, it was the announcements of what's actually going to be in. They said they were going to add in a whole new borough, and then it turns out that, oh, we're actually listening to people, and we're gonna take out all of the unnecessary side quests and all of that. And it's just like, well, then why add the extra borough then? That makes no fucking sense. So it was just kind of like either way, like, for me, Spider-Man was in a lose-lose, because it's just like, it seems like they treat Spider-Man like it'll sell itself because of the name.
See, but they need to be careful here. All right. Because, like, the MCU in general, right, is going through it. Some good, some bad. But Kevin Feige has full creative control over the entire thing. Comics, books, media, all of it. So if they're not careful, and that's why I said in the group chat, that's the last Spider-Man that Sony's actually, because the direction that Spider-Man 2 goes at the end of the game versus the direction that the MCU is going is very different things.
Mm-hmm.
And Marvel's very well known for being like, if you don't agree with what we're doing, we're just going to tank our own character till you do what we say. And Kevin White, you can very easily just be like, all right, cool. The next day.
You know what? I'll be cool with that. I would totally be cool with that.
I'd be okay with it too. I would be actually okay. Not that Insomniac did a bad job. They did great. But I'd actually like to see Insomniac do something.
You know what?
I don't want to see him do. At first, I was excited for the Wolverine game. I'm like, you know what?
I'm not going to suck them off
and do something completely different.
I'm not going to suck them off for this. Not for their creative director. I'm not sucking them off for this one. Like,
I mean, they made a good game. They made a good game.
Did they now?
What he said was completely off the wall. So
did they actually? But did they actually make a great game? If you have this many people,
I didn't say a great game.
Oh, I thought you said a great game.
I think gameplay wise, it's super great.
It looks the same. No, that's the problem.
It is the same. It is the same. And they definitely took out some things that makes not a whole lot of sense. They added some things that make sense. Narrative wise, not my cup of tea. It's all right. Some people love it. A lot of people love it. A lot of people also hate it. Who knows, man? But they made a good game. All right, it's not game of the year. I'm dying on this hill. It is not game of the year, and that's okay. Everybody. If it's a game you love and it's your game of the year, it's dope.
We gotta stop. We gotta stop giving the Dorito. We gotta stop giving the Dorito Pope fucking power over the
Dorito
fucking.
Pope does not say. He doesn't have the final say. Game of the year. It's always a fun argument.
He doesn't really have a fucking.
Doesn't actually.
The only thing he has a say in is the events that he creates, right? And that's kind of where like the disconnect kind of comes in between because the games media already puts that in people's minds of the division and what is subjective and what's not subjective, right? But when it comes to the Game Awards, like that brings out a whole new level of stupid for some reason.
It is kind of, you kind of gotta equate it to like watching your favorite sports team or something.
Yeah.
In a way. Like we all want to see our favorite whatever do. And so like when we put any kind of value that they might like, right, to attach to that, then we're all about it. So that's probably mostly. This is kind of the thing that we get all up in. It's like, we know the developers actually care about this, some of them do. They really do want this award. And so, like, there are developers, right? Like, we love these games. So we attach to that because they're attached to it and it becomes a... And, you know, there's a healthy attachment. There's a healthy attachment to that. There's all things. So, that's kind of a lot of what happened. But, again, it doesn't change the fact that Spider-Man's... It's just...
Like, Spider-Man 2 just should not be in a fucking conversation at all.
It just shouldn't be there. It doesn't mean it's good experience, great experience. It's okay. It's the same thing with Starfield, everyone. If Starfield is your game, great. Starfield's a fun game. Not game of the year. It just doesn't stack up. Neither of those games stack up to just what we have in front of our face. Those are games that is the onslaught of fantastic, damn near elite / generational games that we. It's not even fair. It's not even fair. Honestly, if this was last year, you'd have a different argument, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe actually, right? Because you know what?
Hell no. Actually,
year, right?
Actually, you wouldn't even have much of a different argument.
Because Elden Ring was last year.
Elden Ring was last year. Like Elden Ring was hands down going to be like.
Yeah,
it doesn't like
easily.
You would if the one thing that might have made a difference is depending on the releases of Horizon and Ragnarok. If you switch that around and put them a little bit closer together,
so Horizon was at the end of the year. And Ragnarok
well, not even at the end of the year. Like, don't space them out so much, or wait for the Elden Ring storm to go over, to blow the fuck over.
Just not a good decision.
It just wasn't a good year. That's just like releasing. That's definitely like releasing. How whatchamacallit, what the fuck is it? Liza P was released, right? Like this, if this was any other year, like not last year and this year, like Liza P takes a lot
just
more.
saw this funny ass comment, and it was like, "Oh, so Spider-Man's well, Mario Day is satirical." And then someone else said later on down the line, they were like, "Mario is a chump ass game compared to Spider-Man because Spider-Man sold over 5 million games, whereas Mario only did 4.52 or whatever." And I'm saying,
Oh my goodness.
you know, they're essentially almost the same number. Even though, yes, Spider-Man absolutely sold like
You're breaking up.
to compare. Oh no, it might be my mic placement.
So he said, what about like Spider-Man sold 5.5 million?
Yeah,
I
Spider-Man
thought they sold
5
a
million.
little bit
Mario's
more than that. The last time I
4.0.
heard.
Yeah, no, they probably sold more now. It's like 7. I know they've done a lot. And so they're like making fun of because, you know, obviously they outsold Super Mario Wonder in the first few days. But I almost kind of wonder like how many of those actually Spider-Man copies got rich.
That's true. You know what? And then and then they say like
also,
Sony remains like the top selling console, right? But when it came to this is where things get fucking sketchy, right? Because if you go back, and I know a lot of people aren't gonna fucking be smart enough to look at this, but if you go back and look at the case against the Activision Microsoft acquisition, then that doesn't match. Because Sony said they were last to Microsoft.
Yeah, well, I mean, just remember, Sony doesn't make profit. So
That I don't know how much of that I believe on either side at this point.
I don't know.
It's really one of those deals where I was just like, I'm so sick of hearing the victim card on both ends. Like one is spending money to try and win a race and not producing anything. And one isn't paying enough attention to what they need to while making few games. Oh my goodness, I'm about to die. And it's just kind of like, well, I mean, where are we at? We're in a lose-lose between the two unless we go to either PC or Nintendo.
I'm actually pretty interested to see how December 7th plays out.
Oh yeah, because that's when the awards actually happen, huh?
You know, I'm gonna be tuned in. I'm gonna be really interested to see how this all shakes up. Especially Game of the Year. I want to see how many times Alan Wake wins that night. How many times Spider-Man wins that night. If it wins, I mean, what could it win actually? Because you know it has to win something.
What, Spider-Man?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah, it has to win something.
It's definitely going to win something. Like, that's not even a question.
Yeah, like literally, it pretty much like has to.
I mean, it really doesn't have to. Let's be real.
No, of course not.
Like, it doesn't have to. Like, it's not entitled to win any kind of fucking reward. Let's clear that one up right now, because then we're never gonna hear the end of it if that fucking conversation ever gets brought up. Like, we already have issues with the fucking with the public's opinion when it comes to what deserves what, right? It's like we don't need the devs in on the action too.
That's fair. So I mean, it's stacked. Best action adventure game. It's got Alan Wake 2. I'm still confused about that. It's got Resident Evil 4, Jedi Survivor. It could probably be Jedi Survivor and Legend of Zelda. Okay, so it's not winning that.
It's stacked against Legend of Zelda a few times.
It's not winning that one. Let's see. Next time we see it. Also, if Mario Wonder doesn't best art direction, well, I mean it's in High Flag Rush, so That's actually really hard. And Legend of Zelda.
No, I think Mario tops. I think
You
Mario.
think Wonder's gonna beat it all?
Oh, I think it tops
think
Hi-Fi Rush.
has a good shot,
I don't.
but I do really agree here. Mario Wonder is just gorgeous.
No, we haven't
You
even.
think Liza P could like actually in there?
I think it could, but it's gonna be a slight
I think
margin.
it's uphill, kind of an uphill.
It's definitely gonna be like what we have here with Liza P is a very underdog type of title right now. Like,
I was kind of hoping it would actually.
well, I mean, and
Oh.
then on top of that, I mean, this is the
It's gotta beat
studio's.
Zelda and Wonder. That's the problem.
Well,
Like,
this is the studio. This is only the studio's second game, and the fact that they can do that much, like, is amazing. The fact that they got,
it's a bright future.
yeah,
Like,
they.
seriously, it's a bright future.
If they keep going down the path that they're going, it is a really bright future for them.
yeah, like,
But as far as
that's awesome.
but like as far as like they're fighting probably one of the most uphill battles. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, when you talk about Hi-Fi Rush, I'm not just looking at like the game design. I'm also looking at like the relevancy too. Like, relevancy like doesn't get talked about enough when we start talking about like stuff like this. Hi-Fi Rush did not have a lot of fucking relevancy after, aside from like what, a month, if that.
No, I mean, conversation-wise, but art is actually really relevant to that game.
Not when you
But
have.
I would argue that it's more relevant in Wonder. So,
You said more relevant than Wonder?
no, I said it's more relevant in Wonder.
Oh yeah, okay. I was about to say like, whoa, that's a heavy stretch then.
Yeah, not then. So,
Yeah, like I was gonna say like, whoa, that's
No,
pushing
no,
it.
I'm not gonna make that argument. I'm not gonna do that. I have to re-go through that. That's actually probably a good idea too. Kind of revisit. Let's see. Next would be best audio design. Spider-Man's against Alan Wake 2, for whatever reason, I guess. Dead Space, Hi-Fi Rush, and Resident Evil 4. Hi-Fi Rush should win. Like, should win that. Like, the audio is literally
It's
fight in that game. Like, it should win.
I don't
don't see
know.
Spider-Man.
Well, this is actually the perfect opportunity to see if the Xbox tax is real. Oh fuck, really?
That's I mean,
This is
that's a great
actually
point.
a really
If it
good.
doesn't win it right here.
If
If they give it
Hi-Fi,
to Dead Space, I'll have a lot of questions.
yeah, because I mean, I think Dead Space should be in more categories, a couple more maybe.
Oh,
But-
for sure.
But I don't.
like, it's kind of hard to put. Oh goodness, it's kind of hard to put Dead Space in a lot of categories. With Resident Evil.
Yeah,
Just
Resident.
existing, you know.
Yeah, Resident Evil did kind of just like
And that's
sweet.
kind of when we had discussions. We've had discussions about like Dead Space versus Resident Evil, and we go for Resident Evil, better game.
Yeah.
Even though Dead Space is pretty high up there. It just doesn't beat Resident Evil 4, and that's why this wouldn't work. Right? Like you can't put. I'm surprised that it's not against it more, but really, like, what else could you put Dead Space against Resident Evil 4? Like, be really hard to justify it. Because Resident Evil 4 is already the better game.
Oh, that's
I don't
what
really know.
that's what feels like missing more of is Dead Island 2. I'm surprised that one doesn't have more
Yeah, it only has
nominations.
one. That's really weird.
And I mean,
Dead Island 2 was actually pretty good.
it's actually better than the first one. That's the crazy part.
Just glossy best fighting game. I don't know why they.
I was gonna say like we haven't even.
Street Fighter 6 abuse 5 other games for no reason.
I don't know. Like you that one's gonna come between Metal Gear.
Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat 1
Street Fighter
and
6.
like that's definitely like a toss up right there. Depending on how you feel about Mortal Kombat anyway. Like for me personally, like Mortal Kombat, the one looks just like all the other ones. So I mean,
Looks good, for sure. It looks like it plays well. I
I-
haven't spent any time with it though. But
no,
I
see, that's not a good thing when I say that. It looks
Oh, I know.
it looks like every other fucking like they go directly from what I've seen. They go right after the events of 12.
So he resets everything.
Yeah, so it's right after 12.
Damn, no time or nothing. It was just going right in.
Yeah.
You guys get no rest. Can they get a vacation? Someone else do something?
I don't know, man. Like the whole fucking deal just to me it doesn't look that fucking appealing. So I mean, I personally, in my vote, Street Fighter 6.
If it was any kind of threat, let's put it that way.
Yeah,
you would have already owned it.
straight up. So
best
I mean,
game direction. This is an interesting character category because it's basically all the Game of the Year nomination except for one. The Spider-Man, Baldur's Gate, Alan Wake, Mario Wonder, and Tears of the Kingdom.
Final Fantasy 16,
I
right?
think Super Mario Wonder absolutely wins that.
Yeah, I think they take that one heavy.
I really do, and I think it's all in the backstory, right? Like the fact that they just let the developers develop that game and it turned into that. They no pressure, no anything. I think that absolutely helps it.
Yes. Well, I mean, there's so much that's unique about this particular game that sets it aside from every other title that's come out this year.
Yeah.
Nice. As far as like, oh man, like I keep bringing up Liza P, but Liza P has so much stacked against it because like while it's like it's really good, it's a really fucking good game, but it's a Souls-like title, and that's what it has working against it because, well, ironically enough,
Souls tax?
well, no, it's not a Souls tax. Ironically enough, the Souls Masters came out with a fucking game this year too. So I mean, it has that working against it, and I mean, it's just really.
Okay. So, hold on. So if Liza P wins an award and AC6 doesn't, because AC6 I think only has one category. I think Liza P is in two.
Yeah. Do
you think that they look at that as a we've surpassed the master, or at least for now, kind of moment for those developers? Or?
No, because they can't. AC6 is a completely different game from the Souls titles. If they,
I would really like to see them go head to head.
And I'm working on something with that right now, but like going head to head with From Software is not an easy thing. Like one of the hardest deals I'm gonna have to deal with when talking about this is getting people to understand the difference in the aging of the games. Like that's definitely gonna play against Liza P when it comes to certain aspects, right? Like Souls games have been out for a while now.
Yep.
Minus Elden Ring.
Let's see. Best narrative: Marvel Spider-Man, Final Fantasy 2, Baldur's Gate, Cyberpunk Phantom Liberty. I fucking hate to admit this, but Phantom Liberty might sneak in here. Otherwise, it's definitely Baldur's Gate.
I don't know. I don't know about that. I definitely think they'll give. I think they'll give. You know what I think is gonna happen? I think they're gonna mercy jerk the fuck out of fucking the categories that Cyberpunk is in, because they already mercy jerked them into the fucking award show.
Why I kind of feel like they're gonna win that one, right? They already got Idris Elba for best perform. Which, by the way, how is anyone supposed to be fucking Idris Elba in best performance? No idea how that's gonna work. I mean, all right, let's see it. I guess. Like, I don't. If Spider-Man, let's see if Spider-Man 2 is to win, because I'm going through these. I'm like, where could they win? Actually, it might be narrative, because everyone's all like really gotta love or hate that narrative. Maybe.
I don't know. That's a
really
tough one.
Final Fantasy 16 here of all places, but I am glad it is here. Ongoing game, which fucking
That
I feel bad for the 4 games in here. That's Fantasy 14.
I feel like
Genshin Impact actually.
I was gonna say like
has
I feel like
pretty good.
I feel
Genshin
like
is a real force.
I feel like this
is
is where they're gonna mercy jerk the fuck out of Phantom Liberty right here. Like ongoing game. This is the perfect chance for them to do it. This is the perfect chance.
Game is an ongoing game.
It's not, but you know.
Whatever.
Let me ask you something. Let me ask you something. How high is our fucking IQs in this industry as of the last like fucking 10 years? So let's be real. Like all of our IQs have gone down because of this fucking industry.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
So as far as I'm concerned, like I could see them mercy jerking. Oh, thank you. I could definitely see them mercy jerking. Cyberpunk into that win, and then I could kind of see them mercy jerking Final Fantasy 16 at some point too.
Oh, there's only so many places it can. Innovation and accessibility. Fucking Diablo 4.
I really like. There's no like seriously. There's no fucking world where I see them winning any fucking thing. Like being nominated is crazy to me. Like seriously, that game is so garbage.
This is an interesting little head-to-head. So like you got Diablo 4, whatever. Forza Motorsport, I mean, whatever. Hi-Fi Rush. There's Spider-Man right there. And then you got Mortal Kombat 1 and Street Fighter 6. Which is a really interesting kind of little head. Because if either of those two win, then that'll be against the other game, so that'll be kind of a cool narrative. I don't know actually which one of those is more acceptable. I don't know. You got me. I got nothing.
I seriously don't see a fucking sane world where Diablo 4 is even a nomination. I really don't. That's that
is what it is.
That's crazy to me.
You've played it way more than I have.
Dude, you wouldn't even
beaten Diablo 4, right?
Fuck no. I made it a vast majority of that game through, and I'm just like, what the fuck, man? Like that game is item bloat heavy with no fucking room to put anything. At least that's
the season's made it worse.
Oh yeah, so then yeah, I've played it pre-patch and pre-season, so it's just like I don't know how it plays now.
Yeah,
and then it's just dry. Then it's just dry storytelling. It's a lot of more or less the same thing. Actually, it's a shaved down version of the last one.
Mm-hmm. Let's see here. Most anticipated. Get the fuck out of here.
What is it?
Really interesting to see Advance Wars in anything.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, wow, really?
I'm actually really happy. I'm super stoked that Advance Wars is in anything. Will it beat Fire Emblem Engage?
No, fuck no, it doesn't. No way it beats fucking Fire Emblem. Yeah. I'm not even a Fire Emblem fan, and I know.
Pikmin 4 is in there too, right?
Yeah.
That's hard.
That's a tough one. Like, there's a lot. There's a lot. The fact
that it's there, yeah.
It speaks volumes. Hey.
I'll take it.
Hey, guess what, guys? It's another Nintendo title. Isn't it?
Just remember, this is Sim strategy game. There are 3 Nintendo titles in that genre that are up for the nominations. 3 of them.
That's crazy.
That should tell you something.
That's fucking nuts.
That's not baby games right there. Those are thinking man's games.
Yeah, that's nuts. Nintendo is all up and down this award show. So either way,
to see Engage get it too. Let's see. Gosh, I know Spider-Man's something. I seem to have skipped it though. Narrative. Oh, it was best performance. That's the one. Remember yesterday? I was like, apparently I undercounted. It's because I didn't realize that they counted best performance as a thing to include them.
Oh wow.
Yuri Lowenthal versus Idris Elba. Um, I
Nobody on that
I'm
list
so sorry.
will beat Idris Elba, and that's a shame because to me he's overhyped. But you know that's just me.
It's just Idris Elba. Like that's how. Like literally, how are you gonna? I don't know, man. Like it would be really cool to see someone topple like an actual like
An
Hollywood
actual
actor.
Hollywood
Yeah,
actor,
that'd be
hell
fucking
yeah.
dope. I
Especially
just
that
don't
one.
know if
That
it's possible. I mean, hey, I'm here for it. If that happened, super great. I just everyone's an underdog in there. It's- I don't know. I don't know how. But somehow, some way, I guess. Best RPG is an interesting category because your boy Liza P is in there,
yeah.
and it's versus Baldur's Gate.
And that's
And I
where
just
that's why I
my
said
heart
like
dropped.
it's so fun. That's what happened when I
My
saw
heart
that. I was like, oh my gosh, there's no way they wins against that.
Yeah, and just as an added fuck you, like Sea of Stars is. Ew.
See,
Is it
I
better than
haven't.
Liza P? No, but like I mean, it's there, and it's just like, oh god, everyone, a lot of people love Sea. It did really well.
Yeah, I've
Final
heard
Fantasy.
I've heard nothing
Final
but good
Fantasy
things about Liza.
fucking amazing.
Or I've heard nothing but good thing about Sea of Stars. I have it. I just haven't played it yet.
You should. Oh, another phone call. I'll be back. Yeah.
Wait, hold on, cause I gotta get off. I gotta eat. I have so many standees. What I need 30 something odd more maybe. See, I thought I had enough to get this. This is like 10 per, right? Are they jipping me out of these fucking out of I feel like I'm getting gypped on the price of these I feel like I'm getting gypped on the price of these standees. Cause if my math serves me correct, I should have more than enough, unless the price kept going up. Is that what happened? Oh, I might have to do repeats on this. No, fucker. Oh, that's gonna be a pain in the ass if I keep doing that one. Oh.
Bye bye.
No. So I keep doing the challenges, I guess. I don't know. I don't want to do that challenge. Screw that. What is this one?
Here we go. Go, go, go! All right.
That's it. Oh, that's right. The break times aren't that long.
Yeah. Let's go.
Okay, I think this is a good one to do.
Go for it. Float while in midair. Float while in midair. Keep going. All right, this way. Impressive. Last jump.
Okay, this is a reasonable one to do.
Bye bye. Oh yeah. Go for it. Float while in midair. Keep going. All right, this way. Impressive. Last jump. Oh yeah. Go for it. Float while in midair. Float while in midair. Keep going. All right, this way. Impressive. Last jump.
I could have just been doing this the whole time.
Bye bye. Yeah. Oh yeah. Go for it. Impressive. Last jump. Bye bye.
Oh man.
Laura? It's a goal. Go for it. Float while in midair. Float while in midair. Keep going. All right, this way. Impressive. Last jump. Thank you. Oh yeah. Go for it. Float while in midair. Keep going. All right, this way. Last jump. Yeah. Laura? Here we go.
Oh, that's why, cause
Go for it. Float while in midair. Oh, float while in midair. Keep going. This way.
Damn, I only got 20 of these motherfuckers. 23.
Here we go. Go for it. Float while in midair. Keep going. Alright, this way. Impressive. Last jump. Thank you. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, that's right. I was like, why am I in a pink outfit?
Go for it. Float while in midair. Keep going. All right, this way. Impressive. Last jump.
All right. It looks like it is time for me to get off.
Thank you.
Oh, I'm not about to sit here and do all this stuff that I was doing earlier today and not get gypped. I didn't know that there were repeats that you could do. All right, I got. Damn, I need one more to complete this. That's it. That's all I need. So with that being said, thank you all for joining me. I gotta get off. I gotta eat. You all have a good day or night wherever you are. Thank you for joining me. I am still working on my video, so I'm not going to be streaming as much as I usually do. So I do have to get that put out. I am very close to the revised script that I've been doing. So with that being said, thank you. Hopefully I'll have it done soon. I don't know. But yeah. So you all have a good one. I will see you later.